Alright guys, so we'll be starting now with our next topic. Okay, so we had done that VUM or VMware Update Manager. So obviously next week, the last week, you're gonna expect that in the final quiz. So hopefully your labs are okay and you've put all the required screenshots there when I start marking. So let us go ahead and week 14. Huh. Hey guys, next week is not a holiday, right? I think it's the 7th. Oh yeah, it's also the next week is still our class. After that is the yeah. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and we need to go for a very critical lab here, and this would be kind of I can say demo, but all the questions, many questions will come from it. So and especially for your job, you need to understand what this lab is, and that is vSAN. In Azure, oh sorry, in this VMware, we need to know how vSAN really works. And those who have 32 GB RAM can actually do that. Those who want to do this stunt on 16 GB can also try. But the thing is, you must understand this is one of the most critical one to get a job. If it's a VMware related or cloud related job opening, so VMware question will be coming to you. But in VMware, vSAN is one of the most important ones that you should know for your jobs, right? So right now, majority of you will not be able to do this lab, right? Well, you can try, and if you are able to, then well, I'll salute you. But those who have 24 GB or 32 GB RAM can only do that. But well, there are two things that we can do with this. Either I can send you a video for that and you can just follow yourself, or I can do it with you and take your questions as well on that, and you fully understand that. And in the interview and in the exams, you will be able to answer those questions about vSAN, right? So it's gonna be, we can say demo lab. So this means that you have to just you can ask questions, and it's good for your job as well as for the next week's final quiz, where I'll be putting those questions there about vSAN. Okay, Jason says I was thinking of SOL to limited RAM. SOL, what does that mean? Solution to limited RAM. If you have a second machine, you can install second E6i on it and link it up either bare metal or in VMware. Yes. Well, yeah, Jason is just that. If anyone has second machine, not everyone has that, so that's why whoever has that can really do it, but others won't be able to do that. So, well, why am I including this? If you cannot follow this lab, vSAN lab, so the main thing is that it's one of the most critical topics that you must not miss. If you say that in the resume, oh, I know VMware, so these vSAN related configurational questions will come to you, right? So that's why it's very important to have this lab. So those who have 16 GB 16 GB RAM, there will not be able to do that. So sit back, enjoy the show, and try to ask questions. Well, the thing is that it's important for your career, and let's try to. I'm just gonna do a demo of this lab, and you should understand what is going on. Okay, so Sandeep has sent a picture there, and it's hi sir, I'm getting this error after multiple restarts. I will teach you and catch up. Okay, cool. Sandeep, yes, try to. And Kavita is saying about screenshots. So, uh-huh. No, guys, there are other labs as well, but this is one of the most important ones. And So screenshots, in terms of screenshots, you can take screenshots of my screen and upload something there in the document, right? And just this will also show that you attended the class. So try to take a screenshot and of my screen, but just open in your screen, this CMD, right? CMD, and you can just put the host name command there, right? And whatever your laptop or desktop name is, it will appear. So put that there and then take a screenshot. So and then you can relate that, oh, this is my laptop, right? Or anything that puts your name there. Better take a screenshot of while you're logged into your OneNote, and anything that shows your name there, either on this side or that side, right? And you can take a screenshot of where I tell you to take a screenshot of my screen. That's a new one, right? I just came up with that. Cool, right? Creative. Okay. Anyway, so the thing is that, guys, I need to still mark you. So I have to have something to mark you, right? You don't trust us at all. No, I trust you totally. I blindly trust you, and so that's why. I blindly trust you. That's why I'm saying that put your name there as well, because I trust you. Does that make sense? No. Okay. So Madhuri says, if we were buying 16 GB laptop, why could we could have bought 32 GB? Well, Madhuri, 16 GB laptop could be different ranges. Yes, 32 GB laptop, the motherboard has to support 32 GB then, right? So there's a limit of majority of the laptops. They can't go more than 16 GB. So 32 GB laptops would be minimum refurbished. Old ones, used one would be $800 $900, and 16 GB laptops might be $200 $300 $400, right? So the price doubles if you buy a 32 GB laptop, but unless you're lucky. So that's why I told college, I requested them, please tell them to purchase a 24 GB 32 GB laptop, but only for this lab you won't be able to do, but the rest of all the labs you were able to do, right? All the other critical labs you were able to do, but this one, I want you to see that because of job opportunities. They will ask that, but if you want some lab to be done, you want to follow me, then I can just change that, and I can send you the video for this lab, and we can just go ahead. So it's the vote is up to you. You want me to perform here or give a demo for you, and you can ask questions and understand the whole topic in depth, or do you want me to send you a video of this and let's do some other lab where you can also participate with me? So what's the vote here, guys? You want me to demo this and take your questions, or you want me to do some other lab that everyone can do? Okay, so Arthi says demo. Okay, Jay says demo. Sandeep says demo. Yes, it's worth it. Kavita says video. Okay. So yeah, it's a democracy, guys. So majority vote wins. Majority say demo, and wherever I say take a screenshot, so take a screenshot with your OneNote open and your name somewhere clearly written there, right? So okay. Previous class also said that they know, some of them knew that vSAN is critical for their job environment, so they asked me to demo it. So here also I'm putting the vote. So majority is saying, well, whoever said anything here are saying that please go for demo. So okay, guys. Let's. I'm just gonna give a demo, but wherever I say take a screenshot, so try to understand, and wherever I say take a screenshot, just take a screenshot, right? Okay, there are still students joining here who didn't, get what I said, so I'll just put that on WhatsApp as well. And okay, so there are more students joining now. 618. Guys, this is our demo lab. It is a critical topic. Those with 16 GB RAM will not be able to do this lab. Please understand the the steps and ask questions. Please take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot where I ask of my screen with your OneNote opened in the background, in the back, with your name clearly showing. Okay, so those who are interested in doing that, follow this. Oh wow, that's good. Okay, guys, so there's a vSAN link Himan has also shared with us, and I just clicked that link, and that's the vSAN 6.7 sizing, setup, and enablement. Wow, enablement, what a nice word. So, there's that lab as well, and Himan has also. Thank you, Himan, for sharing that. So, okay, guys, that's VMware has also provided that online labs as well, and this is I will use the CMD prompt option for screenshots. Okay, okay, Anthony. But the thing is that yeah, if your name is showing there, that's better. So if your laptop name is actually your name or some part of it is your name, that's good. Okay, guys. So wherever your Humber College ID or name is showing, just use any of those things, right? So, okay, guys. Now, since we talked about this already, and let's just start the lab because we need to finish it as well, right? So these are the instructions for vSAN, and I'm just going to add it here. But if you have any comments and questions, please ask me. And but this is what I'm saying is important for your job career, and understanding it and to say it again in the interview is very critical. As my some older students are saying that those who are doing job hunting, that this and other topics were asked in the interview as well. Okay, guys, let's go ahead. So, what is vSAN? What's the big deal about that? And let's go ahead and first just check out the difference, and then let's do the lab. So I have my environment up here again. Up here, but powered on. And why I'm saying that it will require more than 16 GB RAM because we need 3 hypervisors. So what is vSAN? First of all, let's talk about that. So normally what happens is that you will see that in the companies they will buy the SAN solution, which is thousands of dollars, sometimes 100,000, even more than that. It's an expensive solution, right? So when you have that expensive solution, so that's where companies might run out of the proper budget to really support that solution. So they would say to you as well that hey, we don't have that kind of budget to really purchase a SAN. Suppose this is, it's not suppose, this is HP SAN here. So I'm just putting a picture here. Suppose your company actually buys this SAN here, right? Now each disk here is really expensive, and it provides a really good support for your network, but at a high cost. So companies would have been asking VMware that can you put any solution that we can actually afford. So then comes this solution of vSAN. So first of all, what happens in a normal regular SAN that you purchase there? So what happens is that you attach these disks. Suppose you purchased a $80,000, $100,000, $200,000 solution here from HP, NetApp, Dell, or any other solutions, right? So this is one disk that has been attached here, or that is called logical unit number or LUNs. So these are attached to all those other hypervisors, so they could do migration, they could do vMotion, and starting machines on other hypervisors. So but this is really expensive. So companies say, hey, do you have any alternate where small and medium-sized companies having budget restrictions, they can also have a SAN solution, storage area network solution, or a SAN that is highly available, or a storage. So companies ask VMware, can we the small to medium-sized companies have an affordable, highly available storage solution? So that would be the exact question of the company, and asking VMware, so you are making us buy a very expensive SAN. We don't have that kind of money. We're not making that kind of money. Big companies may be doing that. They have big budgets. We don't. So VMware comes up with an answer for that. That yes, you can have a cheap, highly available storage solution. So cheap storage solution. Let me just storage solution where your storage will be highly available. Now, why I'm saying highly available? What does that mean? So it means that your storage, first of all, will be cheap. It would not be costing $80,000, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000. It will be consisting of your local disks, and you must have minimum of 3 hypervisors, not 2. We have just 2, right? And we are barely managing those 4 machines that we have. And now I'm gonna be adding a 5th machine here, which will be a 3rd hypervisor. So the cheaper vSAN or virtual storage area network solution needs 3 hypervisors. So 3 hypervisors, right? And virtual storage area network needs 3 hypervisors. So now how does it work? First of all, we know that how SAN works. You just have LANs or disks over the network coming from this SAN solution or SAN devices, and then you can do vMotion of your virtual machines and make it highly available, right? But then how does vSAN works? Let me just make a diagram of that too. Suppose you have here instead of 2, first of all, vSAN needs 3 disks, right? So I'm just creating that according to our environment. So then there is okay, then there is server 01 we have, and server 02, and server 02, and also now ESXi01, ESXi02, 03, right? So ESXi02 and ESXi03, right? So how does it work? You have to have local disks available that are unused. Suppose this is a local physical disk, 1 physical disk on each, and your physical disk already has a that data store here, right? So that's 5 disk here, physical disk, right? And that's physical disk, and that's physical disk. But on top of that physical disk, you already have a data store here, right? And that data store is by default created when you install a hypervisor. So there is a local data store here. So local data store, right? Now, okay, there's a picture there that I'll check it out and show you. So there's a local data store that is there, right? So, okay, somebody put a picture there. Is Shahab. So Shahab says the connection to vCenter has been lost. Okay, Shahab. Well, we've been doing those troubleshootings there. So try to sign out and sign in again, and or close the browser and to sign out from the Windows account and sign in again, or ultimately restart. You know. Okay. So as we were talking about here, that we got local disks here, right? Okay, I'll just put those. Yeah. So we got the local. It's loading from the last week since I installed Veeam. Ouch. Well, Shahab, then you can uninstall Veeam and then try to check if it works without it, right? So guys, here yeah, we were talking about this vSAN and vSAN, right? Now, what happens is that you have three local disks here, but now vSAN says that virtual SAN or virtual storage area network, that if you have your local disks, right, and minimum one SSD and minimum one HDD. So SSD is super slow drive, right, and HDD is hard disk drive. So so that's what if you have either SSD or you have HDD there, right? So in that case, the vSAN can be created there. So minimum, this is minimum, right? So without that, you can't have a vSAN created. So SSD, solid state drive, and then HDD here. So SSD here, HDD here. That is minimum. So you can have seven. You can have a group of disks here. It could be 10 disks, 20 disks, 30 disks, right? But one has to be minimum. One has to be HDD. Suppose you have or one. Suppose you have 20 disks there or 16 disks there, 15 are HDD and one is SSD, so it will still work. But if you have in each machine minimum one SSD, minimum one HDD, right? So this is one requirement here. So when you're interviewed in the company, you should mention that this is the requirement, and then they might ask that why is this a requirement. So HDD is used for. Okay, Anthony says if SSD is generally better, why does it need HDD? Yes, so the logic behind that is that vSAN is for those companies where they already have bought from way back a lot of disks there, and they said, hey, we have a lot of HDDs here, and you're, if suppose VMware says, no, you have to buy, for vSAN to work, you have to buy all SSD. So SSD is really expensive as well, right? So lots of SSDs will be expensive. So the company says that, hey, give us a solution where it's highly available storage, but also that we don't have to purchase a lot of hardware. So then VMware said that, okay, so even if you have older HDD disks, but you must have at least few of SSDs as well. And so again, this is for those companies that doesn't have a budget to start buying lots of SSDs there as well. So they say, hey, what about our HDD? Should we throw it out? So VMware says, no, you don't have to throw it out. So these will be included in the vSAN solution, virtual SAN solution, right? So, but what is the logic of having this? The logic is that this is normally called cache tier, and this is called capacity tier. What is the terminology? What is the purpose of terminology here? What is cache tier? And if it comes in next week's final exam, then you should know that what it is. So cache tier and capacity tier. So cache tier just means that you are running frequently accessed data on the faster disk, and you're running infrequently accessed data on slower disk, right? So HDDs could be more and SSDs even can be less, and it's okay. So this means that whatever HDDs you have, the small companies, it's okay if you have a lot of HDDs. vSAN will intelligently use the HDDs for infrequently accessed data or backups, and wherever it detects, vSAN detects that, oh, the data is being used a lot, it will redirect that data to SSD where the reads and writes are really good and fast, and wherever data is just being used after quite some time, you open a file, it will detect all those thousands of files there and will put it on the HDD side or HDDs there, right? Um, okay, guys, are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Okay, so Anthony, all others are able to hear me. Please issue your audio. Um, oh, okay, so as I was saying there, that the cache tier is if frequently accessed data is being, so the cache tier is for frequently accessed data. and capacity tier is infrequently accessed data, right? So it is frequently accessed data, and that I'll just put that arrow sign here. Here is infrequently accessed data. So infrequently accessed data. So that is capacity tier. So remember that if it comes in the exam or if it comes in the interview as well. So this is the purpose of cache tier. Cache tier is attached. vSAN just entitles the SSD as cache tier, and vSAN entitles the HDD as capacity tier, right? So and now we know the logic of that as well, right? So let us try to check out now what happens when you have a SSD and HDD, right? So what happens is this. So now you see data store here, local data store here, and local data store here, right? But how about you see a data store consisting of the local disks of three hypervisors. Now this is a vSAN data store that gets created. vSAN data. Oh, data. Okay, data store. So this is vSAN data store, right? So this whole vSAN gets created. It first detects, as soon as you run the wizard of vSAN, it detects first of all that how many are unused disks here, and it sees, oh yeah, okay, I detect in ESXi1 one unused disk, second unused disk. Suppose you have a lot of other raw disks, right? So the disk that you just added now or whenever, and they are not being used, right? So disks are so if you have those unused disks here, then in that case it will detect that vSAN will detect, oh, there's unused disk number 1 2 in ESXi1, unused disk number 1 2 in ESXi2, and unused disk number 1 2 in ESXi3, and it will just simply create a big data store that comprises over the network on these local disks which are unused. So the vSAN data store gets created over the unused disks on minimum 3 hypervisors. So vSAN data store gets created on we can say raw slash unused disks on minimum 3 hypervisors, right? So if you have raw disks or unused disks there, then you can only create a vSAN, and it has to be on at least 3 hypervisors. If you have just 2 hypervisors, vSAN will not be configured, right? So that's said, then uh, this is normally highly available storage. So what does that mean? Highly available storage, really? So the second point here to understand is that it can this vSAN data store can tolerate the loss of one host, right? So if one host goes down, this vSAN data store will stay up. If the second host goes down, then this data store will not stay up. So this vSAN data store can tolerate the loss of one host, right? And if one host goes, so suppose this host goes down, um, this host, right? And also I did not put the size of the disks. So suppose these all disks were 1 terabyte each, right? So 1 TB here, that you've added the new disks here, 1 TB here, and 1 TB and 1 TB. So if you anyone of us have done PhD or doctorate in maths, you can only that person can find out that how many total terabytes are there if we have 6 disks each 1 terabyte, right? So that would just require you to do some doctorate and in mathematics, right? So here, so now those sizes are here, and suppose one host actually crashed. So what happens is that the total size, first of all, the vSAN data store will remain up. One more thing is, obviously, why did you create a vSAN data store in the first place? To host virtual machines, right? To host virtual machines. So virtual machines are now running on this vSAN data store, right? Now, whichever host went down, it took down with it these two disks as well. So these two disks, if not available, so obviously their capacity is not available. So this means that total disks, total storage. So suppose one, first of all, what happens? The host goes down, data store is still up, virtual machines are still up that were on top of the data store, but the total size now is 4 terabyte, because the one host that went down, it took down with it the two disks as well. So the total size available for this vSAN data store will be 4 terabyte instead of 6 terabyte, right? So this means that the disk goes down, the size is decreased when you lose one host, but you don't lose the data store. That's the good thing. You don't lose the data store. Okay, so Olufemi says, how about the VM on those hard disks, part of the vSAN? Exactly. So that's where I was gonna get, but Olufemi has already asked that question, so it's plus 31 for you, the temperature, not the marks. But that's a good question. So what happens to the virtual machine which was on the host that went down, and that host is still a part of the vSAN? So yes, your question answer is that it's gonna go down actually. No, it's not gonna migrate, Khalid. So it's going to go down and will be restarted with HA, right? Oh yeah, there you go. Ajibola said that. So HA will kick in, and it will just be restarted on the other host. So for companies that cannot afford a SAN, this is still good enough that the rest of the machines are still on that data store that is available, and that data store is comprised of the hypervisors that are there. But the thing is that uh, if there's a degradation of performance, obviously we know that then it is a DRS. But when the host actually goes down, the data store still stays up because it can tolerate the loss of at least one host, and the data store will be up. Suppose there were actually 30 machines on top of this, so whatever machine was on the host that was going down, now DRS is also going to, there's an option there that you may have remembered. There's an option there that, you know, divide the machines among all hosts equally and do not collect machines on one host. Suppose there's a lot of RAM and CPU, or better RAM and CPU is available on that one host, so it collect not do not collect all the machines there, but distribute the virtual machines equally among the hosts. If you enable that feature, then it will do that, obviously. So the thing is that the machines should be distributed, and so not all machines, suppose they were all gathered up here, 80% of the machines were there, and all of them will have to be restarted. So you can just enable that feature in DRS, and it will just take care of at least it will divide the machines equally among all three hosts. But the thing is that the rest of the machines, which were, suppose there were 30 machines, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, so 10 would be restarted, which were on the host that went down, but all 20 machines were not affected at all, while one host actually went down, right? So that's very good when it comes to this solution, vSAN. And for small companies, medium-sized companies that may not have the budget to support the SAN, this is going to be then a good option there. And there's a company here outside, actually two companies that I know, but there are many, many companies. There's one called Nutanix, and the other company is SoftGrid. So they actually do their $1 million business only on this solution, vSAN. So this Nutanix, you, if you go there to the company website, that is their solution, right? So it's a converged infrastructure, they call it. And when you go to the interview, just you should say that when they talk about vSAN, so explain all this, that it's comprised of the local disks. The data store that gets created is comprised of the local raw disks of 3 minimum hypervisors. And there are many companies who are actually just selling this solution. So they create their own hardware, Nutanix, and then they're just saying that, hey, just use our local disk to create your highly available data store. That's it. So, and they say that just purchase our, those hypervisors in large numbers, and it minimum requires 3 hypervisors, right? So if you have 10 hypervisors, that's even better, right? The thing is that whichever machine was on that particular hypervisor will actually have to be restarted. So, and this is where the HA comes in, right? Hopefully we have understood the actual main idea behind the vSAN, and so there's that one. So that's what exactly we're about to do now. Now, last time, if I have done the VUM update, right? So in our lab, now one more thing here is that all hypervisors, if they want to take part in the vSAN solution, they must be on the same patch level, right? So all hosts must be on same patch level, right? Okay, so that's another point there, which means that if we have done through the VUM or VMware Update Manager, if through that you have patched E6i1, E6i2, so when you introduce E6i3 now, because you have to, or I have to introduce that E6i3 now, so in that case, um, well, I have to patch it on that level with the help of VUM. If it is, suppose this is not patched while these are patched, or latest updates are here on E6i1 and 2 but not there on E6i3, so vSAN will not work, right? So it makes sense, whenever you install a complicated solution there, the patch level or the latest updates, security updates, driver updates, whatever, those updates should be, all hosts should be on the same update level. They should all have those updates installed, right? So that's where you have to see that. Now, guys, while I'm saying that this thing here, right? There's another thing that I want to say, that there's on the other side, because your program is ending now, right? So I have started Azure Cloud as well, which is, there are more jobs for Azure Cloud in the market than AWS, right? So that's why my suggestion is, if you are free, then try to just contact me on WhatsApp that I want to join Azure. I really want you to join Azure, so we can talk about everything. If you have an interest, then I would recommend that when before job hunting, you have to be understanding in depth what is Azure, right? And I'm going to be doing those in-depth labs one by one, very long labs, but you will get the job after that. That's what I was trying to avoid. Paul is saying free. So for you guys, yeah, it is free. This is the first and last time I ever said that. So otherwise, I was gonna offer it really, really low price, like maybe just $499 course and $100 only. But for you, if you really join, just put your WhatsApp message today and tomorrow. But tomorrow is today and tomorrow. Those who put that message, I want to join your Azure, it's free for you. After that, yes, it will be just very low price, right? So on WhatsApp, but it is for your own good. I'll be doing a lot of effort there. You will see that. Well, you can see now even how in-depth the labs I try to give. So Azure is really good for you, right? So you must not miss that. So just go ahead there, and in WhatsApp just say I want to join Azure, and it is free. But tell others that you paid $200. Okay. So if anyone asks that, so tell others, just not Ajibola, not there, separately to me, privately, right? So okay, so everyone started there. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, it's a party. So I don't know, but it's just that you're about to go for job hunting, right? without Azure, don't think about it. So it's that serious. So yeah, just join. That's it, and work hard, get a job, and that when you get a job, then you can pay me $200, right? Okay. So anyway, so guys, let's carry on now, and yeah, sure. So, but just work hard, and before you go to job hunting, you better be Azure certified because there's so many jobs for Azure, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. The rest I said already, so you can just put it on WhatsApp. Those were there. I'll just tell you the details, and I'll send you the first class video as well. Just follow that and go ahead. Okay, guys, let's get back to this. This is also really, 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 really important. So, how much for my friends outside Humber? Yes, it would be. I will still, because of your reference. Normally, it is $499, but for any Humber students, it was for $200. But yeah, any friends you bring, so it will be $200 because you're bringing. Otherwise, for you guys specifically, it is free. Uh, and just put it on your resume later that you know this as well. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and yeah, 24 messages. I'll be there. It is called DDoS, Distributed Denial of Service Attack, right? So okay, let's get back to that. This is also important for your interview. When I was referring to interview again and again, I realized that if you're not Azure certified, your interview will be bad anyway. So that's why I thought, okay, why not? So okay, guys, let's go ahead and here. I hope we understand what we're talking about. So it is a solution that requires minimum 3 hosts, and it is a solution that requires all hosts on the same patch level, and it is a solution that can offer at least one host. You lose one host and still it will be highly available, except for the host that goes down, the machines will have to be restarted. So I hope we understand that all right. Okay, so let us go ahead and try to do it. So guys, don't think it is boring because you're not doing that. I know it's boring. It's good for your resume and career, so please pay attention. I will be asking for screenshots. In fact, here comes your screenshot now. So guys, take a screenshot of this diagram with your OneNote behind, or any way there is a name written, not written by you in a MS Word. So go for OneNote here, right? Here, OneNote, and your name is showing, and take a screenshot of this page, right? So this is your screenshot number 1. I need to mark you. I need to show them to you, my management as well. So it has to be something legit. So please take a screenshot of this. I will explain them as well. Hey, they asked for 16 GB RAM, right? But for your career, we have to do this lab. Okay, so let's take a screenshot of this. So the screenshot would be, I'll just put that screenshot. Obviously, my name is not there, but I'm just putting that screenshot number 1 here now. And that is, oh man, in that group also everyone wrote. I was asking for another. You can just put that in separately message, right? So I can put in the group the screenshot name. Okay, guys, here we are going for okay, sorry, yeah, I'm just putting a screenshot in WhatsApp. I'm putting the screenshot 1, and there is it is the vSAN diagram, right? The vSAN diagram is the name. I'm putting that screenshot now. Please take that screenshot with your name somewhere there, your name there, right? So it has to be there, your name, right? Okay. So okay. So guys, at the end of the class, I will just show you what you need to do before the next Azure class as well. You need to have just one virtual machine and subscription in Azure account, free account. Okay, but we'll talk about that later. So here, Sandeep says VM showing in background with name. Yes, anything, and VM showing in with name, anything that's showing name, and it's a kind of a permanent, thing. Okay, so VM showing in name is good. Let's go ahead, guys, and let's just create that diagram and try to understand and ask any questions. Why this happened? Why not that happened? Because we're going to have to explain the whole thing in the interviews, and believe me, they ask that. So Jagwant says that I'm not able to sign in OneNote on my laptop. So Jagwant, start your virtual machine, but I'm logged in from a mobile. Okay, but you can start with your virtual machine. Yeah, guys, those who cannot log in from OneNote, it's okay. My OneNote does not have my name but student number. Yes. If any student number is also okay. Better name but student number is also okay. Otherwise, a virtual machine in the background is also okay because that has your name there, so that's for everyone. But if you don't have that, then go for it. Student name, number. Okay, guys. So for each screenshot, I have to just check that and cross-check that if it's your name and it's your number, right? So okay, because sometimes they check management checks randomly screenshots. Why did I give one mark on this type of screenshot? So I have to explain them. This is the legit one. It's that person who did the lab or washed the lab and asked questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and this is the diagram here, and I'm going to follow this diagram now. So what need to happen now there is I'll just put to that here. The vSAN lab, I'll just go for that vSAN lab, and first of all, we need to have third ESXi third. In previous Humber course, and some of those students are also right now in my Azure course because all Humber students are, I'm so attached to you guys. For last 7 years, 6 years, we make a bond. I don't know why, James Bond or 007 Bond. I don't know what kind of bond. But well, the thing is, the last course, guys, some of them even went for 16 GB RAM and they tried this lab till the end. They did not give up until it was a dead end. They tried to adjust the RAM and they were just pulling off the stunt this vSAN on 16 GB RAM, and it was many of them in the previous course. So I was like saluting them. Wow, I mean, this is over dedication, which is really required nowadays. It's very tough outside, right? Okay, guys. So we need to have third ESXi installed, connected to vCenter, and patched to the level of the other two hypervisors. That's one thing. We need to add two new unused, new is always unused obviously, new disks there. We need to add two new disks. Oh yeah, the DDoS is still going on. The distributed denial of service attack, DDoS or DOS attack. Okay, so we need to add two new disks there, and those two new disks on each hypervisor, right? On each hypervisor. Visor. Second thing, we need to add two NICs only on third hypervisor, because remember that when we add VM kernel adapter hypervisor, so when we add VM kernel adapter there, right? So then we go for another switch. First of all, we go for best practice, right? And new switch and two new network cards. So only the third hypervisor will have just one network card. The other two hypervisors already have 9 network cards, right? So at least 2 network cards for the vSAN feature we're gonna add there. So vSAN feature is a really, like, it's complicated. It's not that easy. That's why, and it works really good. So the companies love it. So they will really drill you down, asking you questions about vSAN. So we need to add 2 NICs only on third hypervisor. 2 NICs only on third hypervisor. Okay. So other than that, once these are done, and obviously minimum RAM now comes down to hypervisor. Okay, so now it comes down to minimum RAM for each host must be 6 GB. Now 6 times 3 already is 18, so there you go. But some of the students who were doing stunt on 16 GB actually gave the RAM, and for some distance, for some steps it kept on working. Anyway, so the thing is hypervisor. Okay, so the thing is that this is the requirement. So my laptop has 32 GB RAM. My other desktop has 24 GB RAM. So the best thing is you must have a good hardware. If you're planning to have a good hardware, because if you need to survive in the field of IT, you must have a good hardware. So let me know. I can give you the address of the guy who has a new set of refurbished machines. My laptop is refurbished. My desktop is also refurbished. Don't go for new. So, and refurbished ones, students have done very complicated and big labs as well. So many students have bought from this guy already. So I know now that okay, he knows that what is my requirement and students' requirements. So okay, anyway, so minimum RAM for each host must be 6 GB. Now this is what I need to do, and so Madhuri, it's up to you, right? If you want to take the risk and do the lab, if the lab is done in 16 GB, I'll salute that person. But you don't have to do that. That's the first thing. You want to do that. You're dedicated enough to do that. I'm already saying you don't have to do that, right? So this means it doesn't affect your marks. So, but if you want to do it for your career, then well, you're welcome to try. It's just that wherever it is a dead end, just stop there, right? So, okay, let's go ahead and now I'm just gonna try that. So I'll just put some, that slide I need to put here, which is giving us prerequisites there. So only one screenshot is done. Now we're gonna start doing some more complicated kind of stuff there. So the main thing is, do you understand what's going on, and can you repeat that in the interview confidently, right? So if you understand this lab, you will be able to repeat the whole steps in the interview, and it's the confidence level they always check. If you're giving correct information confidently. Second thing in the interview, just be honest. I don't know that, sir. Suppose you don't know something. I don't know that, but I'm a fast learner. I can do that, right? So whenever you're going to the job, just let me know. I'll send you the first interview questions, and also I can cross check your resume. But that if there are 25 resumes, then I'll just simply run away. No, then it will be a long time, right? Anyway, so let me just get that. Now, whenever you're going for an interview, then whatever help I can give. So I'll just go down to vSAN here, and in the vSAN, there's a slide there that actually has prerequisites, right? So I need to go down to prerequisites. There's that diagram I already shown there, and third-party solutions using vSAN, Nutanix. I just explained all that, right? I'm just going for, if I missed anything, create VM kernel ports. Yes, we're going to do that. Configure vSAN. Add third host. Yes, we're going to do that. 6 GB RAM. Yes, we're going to do that. 2 disks. Yes, on each host. 2 new disks. And at least the third host must have 2 NICs as well. That's what I did not put there, but I will be putting there. So whole slide I have already uploaded there. Now there's one diagram that I will be explaining to you. This big concept I will be explaining to you as well. But I'm just going down to the steps here. So vSAN requirements recap: minimum of 3 hosts, minimum of 1 SSD, 1 HDD. We talked about that already. HDDs, SSDs, I/O controllers on vSAN. HCL. HCL is a hardware control list, compatibility list. Sorry, hardware compatibility list. vSAN 6 or 6.5 or 6.7 licensing. Dedicated 1 Gbps or 10 gigabits per second uplink. VM kernel port dedicated for vSAN. So okay, so these are the steps there. Add third exercise. So I'm gonna do that now. Second thing is, oops. Okay. Second thing is add its A record. Yes, for the third host, I need to add an A record. So I'll be a bit fast now, and add it to the vCenter. Yes, add memory 6 GB to all 3 ESXi hosts. So I'm just gonna shut down now ESXi1 and ESXi2 as well. Okay, add VM kernel port. Yes, so once they're up, then I'm gonna add VM kernel port. Add totally 2 new disks to each host. If there already is another disk and was used before, then it will not be detected by vSAN, right? And it must be unused disks. So, and add, that's one more thing that it's not added here. Add 2 NICs to the new third host, right? So that was not there. After that, this is the diagram. So create the host. Each one should have SSD and HDD. So, well, I'll show you all the tricks there. But if you had to configure that in your production environment, so yeah, you will have a very good lead there then. Okay, so let's get going. First thing, I'm going to shut down all three hypervisors because I need to add two disks on each. I need to put their RAM to 6 GB, and I need to put, when I create the new third hypervisor, I need to put its two hosts and 6 GB RAM there as well. So I'll just go down to the diagram here and put all, because I'll be following this diagram now, and I'll be asking you to take screenshots at specific areas with your name in the background. 6 GB here, 6 GB here. Okay, so that is 6 GB here, and two NICs here as well. So that's an extra thing, two NICs, right? For this new one. Once this is done, then we'll power on. So I'm just gonna shut down my E6i1, E6i2, E6i3. Okay, I'm just gonna shut down my two hosts here, and then I'll just work on my third host there. Shut down guest, shut down. Okay, so the two hosts are shutting down. My server 2 or vCenter is still up and waiting. So the two hosts are shutting down. I'm just gonna start creating a third host, and my two hosts are 4 GB RAM, two processors, and 9 NICs. So it's good. I'll just start my third host now, and that would be create a new virtual machine. And I'm creating a third host now. So, and it will be um, oh, that's the, yeah, that's the other side. Ouch. Downloads VMware 6.5. There you go. 6.5, and I'll just name it according to what we named it. So Humber and vSAN Lab 24Aug2020. Okay, and I'll keep it on my D drive. So I'm just changing it to D drive here, just the drive letter. So I'll go fast. If anyone wants to ask, then let me know. Otherwise, please sit back and enjoy the show here. So I'll go for 200 GB for the local disk here. When we're adding the two new disks, so we can put their sizes different. In fact, I forgot to do that. So just to put the sizes different, so we could understand that these are the two new disks. So we can give here each disk 400 GB instead of 200. So we would not be confused with which is the local one and which is the other one. So I'll go for the two disks, two new disks, and they will both be 400 GB. So it's not that easy to detect the vSAN, and vSAN asks a lot of questions as well. So that's why I'm trying to be as careful as possible that vSAN does not show up any errors for that demo on my machine. So 400 GB, 400 GB RAM, that is there. I'll just upgrade this. This diagram is having more additions. So in the exam, final exam next week, you will at least have this diagram there. So I'll just put it in the class. Updated diagram. Updated diagram of vSAN. Okay, so here, yeah. So I'm just gonna go back to my environment, and there the local disk is 200 GB, single file. It's okay. Next, and this is the third hypervisor I'm about to add now, and I'm going for 6 GB RAM here as well. 6 times 3, 18 plus 10. Oh, seriously? You know, my machine, that is actually 24 GB, so I'm also suffering now. Okay, 6 GB, 6208, 6144, I think is the exact, right? Oh, there you go. So Jason says that. Thank you, sir. 6144, and I'll keep it on VMnet 15. I think we all put it on VMnet 15, but I will cross-check that too. So 6 GB RAM, two processors, and two NICs as well. So if I click add, if it lets me add a NIC now, network adapter, finish, and yes, it will also be on VMnet 15. Hopefully my other machines are on VMnet 15 already. I'm adding two NICs here as well, right? Two NICs on a new machine that I'm adding now. I'm adding two NICs. I'm just going a bit fast here because it's a demo. If okay, so 3 NICs are there, 1 NIC for the regular LAN traffic and the other 2 NICs for the vSAN, right? VM kernel ports. So 6 GB RAM, 2 processors, and 3 NICs. That's for the new hypervisor that I'm putting there, and I'll click close and finito. So it's powering on. Guys, I need to make sure that you got the oh no, not hyper, seriously. I need to make sure that you got the vouchers in your official VMware student account. You must get you will be getting the 70% voucher, 70% discount voucher for, you have to give 2 exams for VMware. One is foundation exam, second is um, the professional exam. The professional exam normally is $250, but after 70% discount it will be $70. And the foundation exam is easy, and it's I think $120, but after 70% discount it will be $35. So you must give, if you need a certificate, you need to give both exams. Otherwise, for the market, you need to give at least a professional exam, right? And my suggestion is you must give that professional exam. Last course, last VMware batch, many of them did not do that, and they will be crying when they see in the market that there's so much demand of VMware, VCP 6.7, right? I have all the material to get you past the exam, but get the voucher and invest those $70. It is, when you get a 30 per hour job, $30 per hour job, then you will thank yourself that you really were serious about giving the exam, and you gave the exam, and there's a job there waiting for you, right? So majority of the students did not give the exam. I am scratching my head, what is wrong with them? So I think majority of you will not give that exam, VMware VCP 6.7, but you will regret it later. So it's for your own good. I'm saying that be serious, give this exam, and spend that $70, right? Anyway, you want all the material, I'll give you, but be serious about your career, right? Okay, so here, this is just starting here, and I'm just gonna check my those network adapters there. So yes, it's VMnet 15, and it's 8 GB RAM for my vCenter. So I'm just counting that out of my 24 GB RAM, 666, 18 plus 8. Ouch! It's already more than 24 GB. So I already overcommitted anyway. My laptop has 32 GB, but this one has 24 GB. That is not good. I'm suffering everywhere. Okay, so other courses also, AWS, there was a storage gateway. There also I needed more RAM. So that's, storage gateway is a big lab, right? Hybrid lab. Okay, anyway. So let's go for this ESXi. It is installing now. In fact, it's started to ask me, so I'm going to press enter to continue, F11 to accept the, my other 2 hypervisors are down. That's why, because of this, I will be able to do this installation fast. So selected is to install or upgrade, enter, and then please select a keyboard layout, use default, yes, enter, and I'm going to put the password here, small ABC capital shift 1 2 3, and small ABC capital shift 1 2 3. Okay, 11. So it's installing now. So guys, this is your second screenshot now with your name there in the background somewhere. So take a second screenshot. Third ESXi installing. Take a screenshot now. Take a screenshot now. Third ESXi installing. Take a screenshot now. Third ESXi installing. So I'll just take a screenshot here to show you that it's the third ESXi installing, right? And I'll put that on WhatsApp. This is second screenshot 2. Screenshot 2. Third ESXi installing. So take a screenshot. I'll be checking that So your name must be showing somewhere. I mean, on something that is kind of permanent and not handwritten just now, right? So let's go ahead. And okay. You know the strange. Okay, so WebEx shows the name by default. Oh, there you go. So Firoz says, guys, WebEx is showing the name by default. If that name is showing, that's it. That's very good. So if your name is showing there in WebEx, that's very good. So if anyone doesn't get it, you can ask Firoz how it is showing, or Firoz can just give you a screenshot there. So well, yeah, this is installing now, and it's thinking whether I should install or not. But yeah, so while this is going on, we can just change the RAM of the other hypervisors, which are just shut down. So I'm just going to go to E6A1, and according to the diagram here, the RAM should be 6 GB for E6A1, and two disks 400 GB each should be there. So two disks I need to add now on E6A1 and make it 6 GB and keep it shut down until the third hypervisor is up and running, right? So I'm gonna go for so E6I01, and here what I need to do is, yeah, I'm gonna go to um, memory, and it will be 6 GB now. Oh, 6144. I'll just put it there directly. And yeah, I need two disks, 400 GB. So I'll click add here, and hard disk is already there. Next, iSCSI next, create a new virtual disk next, until it is here. I'll just add 400 GB in single file. That's it. And next, and that's it. Finish. So you got two screenshots already, guys, and hopefully they're there, so I could mark you for this. And 400 GB here, and single file, next, and finito. Okay, so 6 GB RAM, 46I1, and 400 GB disks here. The cards are enough, network NICs are enough already, so I'm just gonna press OK here for this, and I will keep it shut down, and then I'll go 46I2 now, and there, memory is again 6144, and I'll click anywhere else, so it's 6 GB, and then I'll go for add here as well to add the two raw disks there. Next, I think I didn't add those disks in the new hypervisor, so I'll click next. I think during the start it doesn't allow us as well. So 400 GB here for the second hypervisor, disk number 1, finish, and then I'm going to click add here, and next, virtual disk, 400 GB here as well for the single file, well, for the second hypervisor. So 6 GB RAM and 400 GB disks, right? So okay, well, now at least the two hypervisors have enough, well, as the specific resources. I'm going to go back to the third hypervisor that is being installed. It's actually ready. It's installed, and I'm just going to do the final reboot now. And E6I1, E6I2, okay, so the third hypervisor is nearly ready. I need to create its A record. Oh, serious. Okay. So I need to put that here. In server 1's DNS, I need to add the A record of, so inside DNS, create A record for ESXi03 now, right? So I'll be putting that now. Okay, at the end of the class, guys, don't leave. Those who are interested in Azure, I'll be telling you some information because we already had the first class of Azure, but that was just an introduction. We didn't do anything. So we'll start the lab, and it is Wednesdays and Thursdays. Oh, seriously, one more thing. Hey, are you free on Wednesday and Thursdays? This Wednesday, the second class is happening. Okay. So here, you can see the add third ESXi and add its A record, add it to vCenter, add memory 6 GB to all three ESXi. So now I'm just gonna go for. Whoa, okay, it's done. It was fast because the two other hypervisors were not really up, so it is done as well. And guys, one more thing, it took our IP from DHCP, right? Now we don't have to really go inside and change the IP. Because this is for today, just for this lab, right? vSAN is just for this lab. So I'm just gonna go inside before creating the A record, because I know that DHCP would have taken care of the IP configuration. So I'm just gonna press F2 here and go to from the DC UI or direct console user interface. I'm gonna go into this. And in the configure management network, I'm going to go inside and I'll check that IPv4, yes, it's 50 given here. It's just for today, the third hypervisor. We're not going to use that again. So I'll just keep it as is .50, but there is, so IPv6, we're not using that. I'm not changing the DHCP IP here. It's just for today. And but the DNS configuration I need to change now. So I'm going to go inside the DNS configuration in configure management network. And here, 200.1 is the DNS. So I'll just put first of all the use the following DNS server. I'm just going to select that with the spacebar. Then I'll go down here. I won't change that DNS because that's the correct one, but the name has to be changed. So ESXi01, ESXi01, and I'm just going to press enter here. That's the name I want in the A record with the IP 50, 200.50, right? So if I go to DNS suffixes here, so it got the correct DNS suffix of netplus.local. So that's what we gave as an ending domain name to the machine, or suffix is the correct, which is DHCP has already taken care of that too, right? So okay, so there's oh, okay, here's my mouse. So there's a picture here, and JazzVJ has shared that. So I'll just put that picture in front of you. Oops, let me just get rid of this first, and then get rid of this, and then put that picture here. Okay, so JazzVJ is showing actually once the instructor orders the voucher for the student has 1 year to take the exam. Oh yes, so normally instructor orders that for the students, so I'll be ordering that, and either today at the end of the class or the next class I'll just order that, and after that when you get the voucher, I'm going to show you where the voucher normally shows, so don't go from the class, stay there and I'll show you, and I'll record that as well, so those who did not attend the class can also then see that how to get the voucher, right? So thank you, JazzVJ. Exactly, I will be ordering that as an instructor for all of you. But whoever sends me samosas, only those will get the voucher. Whoever does not send me samosas do not get that voucher, and it has to be from my favorite shop, and it has to be at least 10, right? So 10 samosas just for me, and then you get the voucher. So that's it. Thank you. I'll send you the address, and two addresses: the shop address, the Okay, let's go ahead, guys, and I'll just put that back here. Oh, okay, emergency says share address. Thank you, sir. At least you know you offered, so this offer is good enough for me now. Thank you, sir. So here, let's go ahead, guys, and share with me, sir, samosas. Hey, share with you samosas. My samosas share with you, right? So instead of sending me samosas, you're saying whatever samosas I get, I share with you, right? So you hurt my feelings now. This is supposed to be minus 30, but anyway, that comes in the winter. So let's go ahead and okay, guys. So let's go ahead and if we check our machine here, I'm okay with my configurations here. But I need to save it all now, right? So the only change I made was in DNS configuration. In order to save it, I need to press escape once only, and then I'm just going to press yes, this one, apply changes and restart management network. So I'm just going to press Y here to save this configuration, and I'm going to control alt button here. I'll click that, and I'll go out. So now this, I need to create a record for this guy, so I could add it as a by name to the vCenter. I'm just going to go to server 1 here, and I'll go to tools here, and DNS E6I1 forward lookup zone netplus.local. I'll just right click here and go to new host a record and ESXI01, and the IP address for me by DHCP is 192.168.200.50. So I'll just check this, create new associated pointer record. Oh, it's not E6I1, sorry, it's E6I3, right? Oh, did I put E6I1 there? Oh. Ah! Alright, so that was wrong. Ouch. 6I3, enter. And I'll press escape again now. And press Y. Okay, now we're good. Oof, that was close. So 6I3 and add. Oh, so guys, before I add a host, this is your third screenshot. Woohoo! Yay! So just give your third screenshot here. Put your third screenshot here. Put your third screenshot here. 3 times announcement. And I'll just go for this. So this is a record added for E6I03. A record added for E6I03. I'll just put it there in that. So screenshot 3 ESXI a record created for so a record created for ESXI03. So make sure your name is showing there in the background. So that's the screenshot number 3 now. Oh, screenshot 3. So just see in the WhatsApp, I just put it there. I'm just gonna click add host here. I hope everyone has taken the screenshot, so I can just go away from the screen now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a takeoff. So I'm just gonna click add host. Hopefully everyone has taken the screenshot. So done, and server 1 refresh, and then we're going for by name adding this to. Oh, hey, what is the IP again? 250, right? Oh yes, 250. Okay, so I'm just gonna add this to the vCenter here. So I'm just gonna log in from vCenter. Administrator at vSphere.local is there, and small ABC covers shift 123, and without shift 123. So guys, all questions, spicy questions from the vSAN are coming to you. So if you're seeing this and trying to understand that, it's good for your career, for your interview, and especially for the next week final exam. So I think I should put it the same date as the midterm, right? So Thursday from 8 to 9. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Administrator at vSphere.local. Small ABC, capital ABC, shape 123, and without shape 123. Oh, serious? Add media vSAN.local. Okay, so what's wrong here? Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1, 2, 3, without shift 1, 2, 3. I think I have to put it slow. I'll just check it out here as well in Notepad. Is it writing the correct? Yeah. Oh, today's your last class? It was Anthony. Which one? Next week? So I didn't know, guys, if today is the last class. Isn't the next week last class or today? Okay, I'll just refresh that now. Yeah, so one remaining, right? No need to add the IP in reverse lookup zone. No, Ajibola. So Madhuri says 31 is the last class. So it's the next week. So yeah, this one. So today's 24. 31 is the last class. Well, it's day 14. I'm also counting, so there we go. Oh, seriously. Why is there a bad request here? It should be a good request. Oh yeah, last time it was giving that good bad request, right? Okay. I'll close that. In fact, I will have to open it again and clear the browsing history, and then I'll just go for that configuration. So here, go to this and more tools, clear browsing data, and I'll just clear data here, and then close the browser, then open the browser again, and then I'll just go to this Windows icon here and create open the vCenter with this VMware vSphere web client, and hopefully it's a good request now and not a bad request. Okay, proceed. Oh, please open it. Oh, serious? So it's at least it's not a bad request anymore. So I'll just and start it. Seriously. This machine should have done it on my laptop. Oh yeah, last time I was connected to Feroz's machine. Remember now. Yikes. Okay, so I had to restart my vCenter, and that's gonna take 10 minutes. Oh, if any says, so we can take a break. Well, yeah, kinda. Well, do you want it at 8 o'clock or now o'clock? Oh, 10 minutes break. Okay. Yeah, that is also possible. Then we're gonna come back from break and there will be some more screenshots. So, you wanna take a break of 10 minutes? Okay. So, I'll just put that as a break now. Okay, 10-minute break. And class starts at 7:43. vCenter services going up break. Class resumes 7:44. Well, length of your system. Okay. Okay, so it's a break, and yeah, welcome back. And resume that now, and there's that. I put some messages on your WhatsApp as well. Okay, so if we go back here, so on server 2, I'm logged in for some time now, and I expect that the vCenter should work, and that vCenter hopefully is. So I'm just gonna grab that new link here, and vSphere, vSphere client. Okay, while it is loading, I was thinking of also starting that. Okay, so get it off Flash Player messages there, and I'll just go to that not secure here, and go to the site settings here. If this get it off Flash Player message comes here, I'll go to the site settings, um, and it opens the site settings on the other side, and the flash is here, that is on block. So I'll just click allow here, and then go back to the vSphere client. There's a reload now appearing here. Let's click that reload, and then I'll just try to log in again. Small VCP6 ship 123 without ship 123. So it's thinking of logging in. And well, yeah, it seems like it's logging in now. So if we go back to the diagram here, so what we have done is that we have already installed the 6 GB RAM there. We configured 6 GB RAM for HumberClass and put two network cards. In fact, I need to check that in HumberClass if I did put the two network cards. Two disks I added, or two network cards I added, but one of them which were added into is not there, I guess. So I'm just gonna go back and check it out. Okay, so I'm logged into vCenter. If I check this out, the HumberClass here and settings. So I have two network cards, but I don't have two new disks there. Ouch. So I'll be going to HumberClass and click the add button here. There's the two disks here. Next to SCSI, create a new virtual disk, 400 GB here in the third HumberClass. Next to finish, and then again click add here, hard disk. Next to SCSI is okay. Create new virtual disk, and 400 is there. Single file, next, and finish. So now we got the two new disks or raw disks as well, and I'm just gonna press OK here. So the two disks are there. I'll just leave it to restart this, although the disks can be detected even if it's online, but I don't want any surprises with the vSAN. The vSAN is a really sensitive application. Any small discrepancy there, anything, any small step we missed, and vSAN will not really detect those disks. So that's why I just put a restart on that after the disks were added there. And so we have two raw disks added to ESXi1, two new disks added to ESXi2, and two new disks added to ESXi3. This is much. So this is a real. Okay, so well, it's restarting. Now I just need to start the other two, and hopefully everything is okay. So I'm just gonna power on the A6i1 now, because hypervisor vCenter needs to detect all three, and then in the cluster we can configure vSAN. So I'm just gonna power on E6i1, E6i2, while E6i3 is restarting as well. One more thing that I still need to do is that the patch level for E6i1 and 2. Oh, you know what? Last class, I actually remotely connected to Firoz's machine, right? So his machines are patched, but my machines were not patched because of the vCenter problem. I was not able to. So again, the point is, whatever is the patch level for the first two machines should be the patch level for E6i3. If I did not patch with the VUM software E6i1 and E6i2, then I should not be patching. In fact, if I just patch the A6i3, but 1, 2 were not there, so again the patch level will be different. vSAN will not install. So since I did not install it on this 1 and 2, so 3 should also be okay, and I should not install there as well. So well, the patch level has to be the same. The point is that best practice is, yes, patch them all. And for some reason I was not able to do that. In fact, if I go there, there's the update manager here actually. If I click that update manager, oh, it says compliant, but did I patch those? No, I don't think so. I guess not. Well, the baseline is not attached. How would I have done that? If I go to admin view here and go to manage, I never created my own baseline, right? So if I go to host baseline, this is what we did last time, right? So here, no, just oh, okay. I didn't create my own, so I didn't do this lab on there. So my patch level is the same. So if your two machines, if you're following, and your two machines were patched, and hopefully you remember how to patch the third machine, you have to patch that as well. For that, you have to add the third machine first, and then well, I'll just talk about those steps after I add that machine. I haven't even added that machine yet. So I'm going to host in clusters, and the next thing is that I need to add the two machines while the other two are getting, you know, uh, you know, detected. So I'll refresh that here as well, and I'll refresh on the browser level as well. So these two red errors should be gone, and I'll just refresh that. So while I'm refreshing that, I'll check that all three hypervisors are up now. So what I need to do is just go to server 2 and try to add the third hypervisor first to the Tor DC, and then to the Tor cluster, right? So once the third hypervisor is added, then third screenshot is coming your way now. So I'm gonna right click on Tor DC, and there so I'm just gonna make this screen bigger here. I'm gonna make this full screen now. And I'll go to the Tor DC here, right click, and then add host. ESXi03 dot net plus dot local, enter root. Hopefully it detects that. Okay, it says it's SHA-138. Okay, thank God. It detects that. Next. I'll just click next, and yes, lockdown mode can be up. In VUM, we actually disabled the lockdown mode, so here we're gonna keep it up. And yeah, questions about lockdown mode, expect that next week as well. Okay, so well, there's that E6I03, and I need to add it to the Tor cluster. So I'll just drag it on top of the Tor cluster here and drop here on the Tor cluster. Well, it didn't really like that, so I'm just going to right click here and go to move to, and go to Tor DC here, Tor cluster. Oh, okay, it's actually asking that do you want to move the machines somewhere. So I was able to add the drag and drop. Through drag and drop I was able to add that. In fact, it's just be trying to add here now 6% E6I03, because as soon as you add the hypervisor to the cluster, the HA inside it tries to put those agents there. While it is on 6%, it is putting the agent, and all three machines are there. In fact, the other two are not getting rid of the errors, so I need to check that. vSphere HA agent on this host is disabled. Cannot synchronize host E6I01. Ouch. Okay. So whenever there's a message called cannot synchronize the host E6I01, so it could be many reasons there, but normally we have to remove it from the inventory and add it again, and normally it gets added at that time. Also, it could be a DNS issue that it cannot reach that name. So I'll just go for the Windows PowerShell admin command and run ipconfig flush DNS and register DNS. So I could put a question there: what was the troubleshooting? What is the troubleshooting that you would do for if the host is not, getting registered? So questions and register DNS. So after that, I'll just refresh the whole browser. I just want the vCenter to communicate with the hosts. If this error continues, that the E6I1, E6I2 are continuously showing showing the red sign there, so then I have to disconnect the host and then connect it again to the vCenter. So it is still showing me E6I1, E6I2 are still showing me that other that red line, that red error there. And if you go to the summary view of E6I1, so it is showing cannot synchronize host E6I, and vSphere HA agent on this host is disabled, which is also not good. So why is the HA here? So guys, I'm gonna just disconnect them and connect them again. Or in fact, when I go to E6I1 and go to connection, so it is not even connected. So I'm just gonna click that connect button, and yes, reconnect, and hopefully it lets me connect now. So you can see that reconnect host, and there's a 90% going on here, and then HA is trying to deploy its agent, and it's actually successful, and yes, it is connected. Yay! So the red error is gone now. In another college, I'm doing that same VMware class, and there I was getting the same errors, and I had to actually disconnect from vCenter and add them again. So I'm going to click connect here, and yes, so it's trying to reconnect to the vCenter E6I2, and then it's going to deploy the HA here as well. high availability agent is being deployed from the cluster to this host. And okay, nice. That's amazing. They behaved. Otherwise, they're really. This is a nasty troubleshooting normally sometimes. Okay, guys. So it is done. It's okay here. I have the three hosts available, and all three hosts have two disks, two raw disks, and two NICs there as well. So then I'm going to check that what are the prerequisites for this. Well, once this is done, obviously that's your fourth screenshot. So the third host added to the cluster. So this is a screenshot now, third host added to the cluster. So please take that screenshot. Third host added to the cluster where three hosts are showing, and make sure that your name is showing there in the background somewhere. So third host added to the cluster, take that screenshot. Third host added to the cluster, take a screenshot. So screenshot for third host added to the cluster. Okay. Screenshot 4 is third host added to the cluster, and that's been added to the WhatsApp. Excuse me. And now it's time for the vSAN. So I'm just going to go for some steps there. Yes. Oh, okay. So we need to add the VM kernel port. Obviously, how can we enable vSAN if the VM kernel port is not added? VM kernel port enables the switches in such a way that this vSAN feature could work, right? So I'm going to go for that VM kernel port. So let's add that VM kernel port. So remember that we added VM kernel port for fault tolerance, we added VM kernel port for vMotion, and now we're adding this for vSAN as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and oh, it says some updates for Windows are available, and it doesn't let me go anywhere else. So I'm just going to click that VM updates or Windows updates, and then I'll not update. But in production environment, I would have definitely. So here, what we need to do is I'm going to go to the E6A1, and I'm going to create that VM kernel port here first, right? So E6A1, we click, and then we go for configure. And you can see that already the VM kernel port for the three main features is created there. So the vMotion actually went for 10 and 11. Fault tolerance went for 12 and 13. So 14, 15, 16 would be the separate dedicated IP addresses that we can give to the three hypervisors for the VM kernel adapter. Whenever you add a VM kernel port, you have to dedicate the separate IP addresses there. So that would be the VM kernel port adapter. So VM kernel port IP, and that would be 200. So we can just give 192.168.200 dot. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this would be 14 here. The IP for the VM kernel port that is giving configurations for the vSAN to work pretty much. So that would be 15, and that would be 16. So we're gonna give IP addresses like that to the VM kernel port. So you have to tell that in the interview as well, that this is sometimes they ask for steps as well, or how important is VM kernel port, or why would you add it there. Obviously, without this, your vSAN will not work, because over the network it needs to communicate with each other for vSAN. So I'm just going to go back here for E6A1. I'm in the configure. Then I'll go down to the virtual switches and VM kernel adapters here. And then I'm going to go for this add host networking. So there's the first VM kernel network adapter. So that's the first option we need. Since we have the two network cards separately available to configure it with the best practices, so VM kernel network adapter selected and I'll click next here. And then there is a new standard switch we're creating because we do have extra NICs, so we can follow best practices, right? So new standard switch and click next here. And then I'm gonna add two extra NICs here. So 6 and 7 are available. I'll just go for 6 and 7. the numbers don't really matter. Suppose your E6i3 has 1 and 2 available. Here we are selecting 6 and 7. So any free network cards you can select here. 6 and 7 here and 1 and 2 there. So it's okay. Technically you can do that. So let's press OK to the two network NICs here and then click next. So now it is asking that, hey, which exact service are you configuring? So I'm just going to click vSAN, and at the end of it you can see the vSAN here as well. So vSAN here and vSAN here. Then we click next, and the separate IP addresses that we have set aside, so 192.168.200.14. Oh yeah. So it was yeah, we decided 14, 15, 16. So the 601. Yeah, you can give 16 as well here. So but it was according to the diagram, just going 255, 255, 255, and 0. So that's for. I'm just gonna click next here for 200.14 and 0, and that's it. So we can just click finish here. And then we're going to do the same thing for E6i2 and E6i3 as well. Otherwise, vSAN might not work if we don't. It's not might. It will not work if we don't configure it correctly. So E6i2, same place and exact same exercise now. I'm just going to go for add host networking here as well. VM kernel network adapter here. And next. So new standard switch here as well. And next. Then I'm going to go for the next freely available 6 and 7 just for consistency, but I know that in E6i3 we have 1, 2 available. So 6, 7 here and press OK. And next. So now which service, which VM kernel port is offering which service, so it's vSAN, and I'm going to go down to vSAN selection here as well, and we click next. So IPv4 settings here, and 192.168.200.15 here, and 255.255.255.0 here. So there's that. That's all we need to put here, just like before, and next and finito. So then we will have the next one. So here, well, this is done, and I'm going to go 46i3 as well. And here, exactly the same view, VM kernel adapters, but obviously vMotion is not configured here, fault tolerance is not configured here, but that is not a prerequisite for vSAN to work. So we're okay with that, and we continue with the same configuration here as well. So VM kernel network adapter, next. For best practice, we did add 2 new NICs there. So new standard switch here and click next. So click plus sign here, and the VM NIC 1, physical NIC 1, physical NIC 2 are selected here. Again, the numbering doesn't matter. It will not disrupt the vSAN configuration on 3 hypervisors. So I'm just going to press OK here and click next. And then vSAN here, and click vSAN here as well, and click next. IPv4 settings, so it's 192.168.200.16 here, and 255.255.255.0, so it's 200.16 and 255.255.250 here, just like previous configuration, and next, and finito. So now we got this also configured. So the VM kernel adapters for the 3 hypervisors also are configured. In fact, that update vSAN configuration is on 90%, so it seems like it's okay. Yep, completed. So we're good. If I go back to these configurations here, so Yeah, so VM current port done, totally new disk, added done, two nicks done. Okay, so now this is a time where we have to configure the vSAN. Yikes! So we're gonna do that now, and okay, so okay, let's do that. So what normally are we expecting there? So once vSAN is fully configured, then we need to check if the vSAN data store is showing among the data stores, oops, data stores or not, right? Or data stores or not. So that's one thing we need to check, and there are well, two or three other things as well. Just give me a second. Okay, so here, and once vSAN is fully configured, and then we need to check if the vSAN data store is showing among the data stores or not. Then another thing is that can we create a VM on a vSAN data store? Okay, can we power on that VM successfully on our vSAN data store? Because you know what, uh, it could give you error because of limited hardware as well. So there are things that happen, and it fails. So we need to check out. Sometimes it fails on my side as well. So other than that, we need to crash one of the host among uh, from the three configured with vSAN, right? Um, the VMs on vSAN data store on the surviving host must stay up. So they are on the vCenter store. We know that vCenter store is living on three hypervisors, local disks, but actually is the virtual machines on that other surviving one. So if I go to the diagram here, we are going to crash one of the data store, one of the hosts here. So virtual machines on the surviving one, A6i3, A6i1, suppose there's a virtual machine. So they should still stay up while they are on a vSAN data store that is comprised of the local disks of E6i1, E6i2, E6i3. So, but yes, the virtual machine on top of E6i2 will be restarted, but at least the other two machines, if we have three machines there on vSAN data store, they should just keep working, even though one of the hypervisors have gone down, whose disks are being used for vSAN data store. So we're going to test that too. So that's why I just added some more points here. Okay, so let us go ahead and try to check it out. Now I'm going to enable vSAN here. So how to enable vSAN? So after those prerequisites are done, hopefully they're done. So any small step missed, and vSAN just says, oh, fix that and come back. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Tor cluster itself, and on the Tor cluster, we need to click the configure here. And under the configure, you see where we were for vSphere DRS, vSphere availability. Now we see vSAN as well. Well, it was always there. So then I'm going to click the General. So General here under the vSAN, and vSAN is turned off. So I'm just going to click configure here. And okay, so this wizard starts for the vSAN. Um, well, yeah, it's 8:16, but anyone needs a break, let me know. So here, deduplication and compression. So we're gonna click that. Deduplication. Oh well, actually, what is that? Deduplication and compression. Compression just compresses the disk, obviously. So storage should have these two features. Any standard storage. So, but we don't actually need that now. But if you want to compress data to have more storage, it's good. Deduplication is that duplicate files, exact duplicate files. One of them will be deleted. Suppose there are 4 copies of a file you have in different folders, and they're exactly the same. So it will delete the 3 copies, and it will keep 1 copy there. And wherever the other copies were, and they were deleted. So instead of those files, there will be a shortcut or pointer created there that will point to the just one file, that is the actual file remaining there. And instead of copies, there will be pointers placed there. So that is deduplication. It just saves a huge amount of your space if there are duplicated files there. So encryption, obviously, do you want deduplication and compression, or do you want encryption as well? So in the chat, Olufemi says there are no free network adapters to add to switch. This is what I get when I try to add VM kernel adapter to ESXi3. So Olufemi, you have to make sure that you added the 2 network cards, and second thing, restart the ESXi3 and then try again. If you did add the 2 network cards, maybe they were not detected by the ESXi3, so you have to restart them. So okay, and there, so encryption. Okay, so here we don't need encryption, we don't need deduplication and compression. So then the next thing is fault domains. So it says do not configure. Actually, we don't need fault domains, but what are fault domains? So configure to host vSAN clusters, and then there's a configure stretched cluster, and then configure fault domain. So first of all, it says that, hey, you want to create a 2-host vSAN cluster. So in the information, it says here, this one, that 2 hosts at one site and a witness host at another site. So witness host contains only metadata and does not participate in storage operations. The witness host cannot be used to run VMs, right? So what happens here is that the witness host, you must still have 3 hosts here, and one host would be the witness host that will keep the 2 hosts, active and passive hosts, running. So how does that really work, or what are we talking about here? So there is that, suppose you have within one site you have one host here, and that is your active hypervisor ESXi3, and the other one host you also have, and that is the passive or standby hypervisor as well, ESXi1, ESXi2. But you then must have, in vSAN configuration, you must have a 3rd host, and that is a witness host. So what does witness do? It keeps an eye on the active host. It keeps an eye and it keeps sending I'm alive packet or are you alive packets to both active and passive hosts. So suppose the active actually goes down, so the packets did not return. This will then witness just wakes up the passive or standby host that, hey, I cannot receive I'm alive packets from active host. So passive, you are active now, and start running the show here. So the passive active is down, and the passive becomes active thanks to the witness host. Suppose the witness host is actually not available. So in that case, if active also goes down while the witness is also not available, so passive will not know that the active went down because witness is not telling it this information. So the passive will then not become active. So that's what happens when you have this kind of configuration. Active passive depends on witness host's communication about if active is there or not. Otherwise, passive will remain passive while active is also down if there's no communication between witness and active passive, or witness itself is down as well. So witness plays a very, very crucial role here, right? So that's one thing. And then there's that stretched cluster. So stretched cluster also, it depends on then you actually have three sites here. Suppose this is the Toronto branch, and this is the New York branch, and this is Tokyo branch here. So in that case, you would have a stretch cluster, and you would have multiple hosts here which are active, and multiple hosts here, suppose, which are passive, and there's a witness host actually here. Now that's too long a distance, but definitely over the network, over the WAN, IMLF packets can be sent here. Otherwise, normally this happens with branches nearby or less latency network, right? So, but this whole topic we discussed for two vSAN with two host cluster, this just is a stretched one now. So this is the active set of hosts, this is the passive set of hosts, and all the deltas or just the modifications are being copied there, while the Tokyo host would be the witnessed, or Tokyo center site or branch would be the witnessed one, and it will just keep connectivity with the two. If the packets are not received here, then it will tell the other one, hey, you guys are active now, so you wake up and take over the run the show, right? So that's for the stretch cluster, same concept but on much wider scale and with a lot of other hypervisors. And then comes the topic of that. Then what does your this fault domain do, right? So what does this fault domain do? So this fault domain, that's the concept what I was saying in the diagram in this slide here, that the fault domain is that you can that's it. So I'll just grab this annotation here as well. So the fault domain is so that on your network, suppose you have there a rack, and these are the rack servers 1, 2, and 3, or maybe 10 rack servers you have here. So the rack server here in this rack is connected to a UPS, one uninterrupted power supply, and one network switch, right? So this means that this UPS and this network switch is its SPOF, right? So SPOF is single point of failure, and single point of failure means what? That if this UPS goes down, you don't have an extra power there, and all switches or the rack will be powerless, right? So you got disconnectivity there. Or if this rack is connected to the network, this is also SPOF. This means that if this switch, there's a disconnectivity to this switch, or this switch crashes, powers off, then you don't have a second switch to continue connecting the virtual machines to the network to other users. So what happens is that you create a fault domain. Fault domain just means that when you create a virtual machine in that is being created on this set of servers. So this full server is fault domain 1, and this is fault domain 2. So fault domain 1 means that whatever virtual machine you create in this, its copy will be created in fault domain 2 as well. So all these servers copies are there. These are active actives, and those are passive passives, right? So what happens here is that once you have copies there, active active and passive passive, so if the SPOF actually because of this SPOF or single point of failure, you got a disaster here. So all these machines are not available, so their partner machines or standby machines will become active, and all the end users will be redirected to these partner machines. So fault domain just means that if you have a SPOF on the rack level, and many servers are there, and they're just going to be disconnected if there's a single point of failure there, then you just create a copy of virtual machines on that rack level. For that rack level, whatever virtual machine you create, its copy gets created on the other side. So that's the fault domain, right? So this means that your final exam quiz will be even more spicier now because of all these concepts, for which I'll be asking trick questions. Okay, so if we talked about this now, so let us go ahead and try to further do our configurations here. So we're not going to select any of these now because we don't need them for our test environment, but we do understand what they really mean. And then we go for next, and they say turn off vSphere HA to turn on off vSAN. So they're saying that temporarily turn off your HA if you want to configure vSAN. Once your vSAN is configured, then turn on HA again. Okay, that's another responsibility that I did not, I don't know why I did not mention it as the prereqs there. So let's enable vSAN. After that, turn off HA in order to enable vSAN. Once vSAN is enabled, so that becomes another question in the final exam next week. Wow. So once vSAN is enabled, then we can turn on HA again. Okay, so we'll just do that now, and I'm just gonna cancel out from here. I'll go to Tor cluster here because we know where the HA is. So I'm gonna go to the Tor cluster. In fact, we're there already, and then in configure. So Tor cluster and configure, and then we go down to HA, right? So HA here, and I'm gonna click edit. It is powered on, and I'm gonna turn it off. So edit here, temporarily I'm gonna turn it off because this is, so obviously you would do this task during the weekends, so you could know. So I'm just gonna turn off HA, proactive and both, the actual basic HA and the proactive one, and press OK here. And it says here the cluster contains virtual machines with fault tolerance turned on. No fault tolerance operations will be allowed, and a new secondary VM will not be created after failover if vSphere HA is turned off. Obviously, fault tolerance totally depends on high availability or HA. Another question. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to press yes. Yes, I understand that fault tolerance will also not work if HA is not working. So now in recent tasks it says completed. So we need to temporarily had to disable it to enable the vSAN, right? So let's go back to our vSAN. So I'm going to click that Tor cluster. We're still on configure, and now I'm going to go back to general here again, and we're going to click configure. So now hopefully that error at least is gone, right? Okay guys, so once we click that vSAN capabilities and it's powering on again, or it's thinking about it. Okay, so we're not really configuring or clicking anything here. So we're gonna keep it as is on the first page, and we're gonna try to go next. Now it lets us go ahead, and that's where the main disaster happens, or not disaster, or misconfiguration happens once you're trying that. So first of all three hosts should be there, right? And it needs to detect the local raw disks of or unused disks of all three hosts, right? Sometimes it doesn't detect, then you have to restart that host again and then come back here again. So, but we don't need to see that. Oh, okay. So this three are good, and this report is good. Now let's go to the next one, and this is where actually it's going to show all the disks now. And sometimes if the disks are not detected for the hosts on this claim disks page, then you have to just restart that particular host from here in the DCUI, direct console user interface, manually, right? But here I'm going to go for disk modes here model, and there are two ways to check it: disk mode size or host. So we're going to click host here to see that all three hosts are showing first of all, and the two disks of each host are showing when we expand each host. Now I'm just going to click the expand. Two disks are showing here. I'm going to expand. Two disks are showing here. I'm going to expand. Two disks are showing here because we need to do some further configuration now. But that's the first thing, and that's where sometimes it doesn't show any one of the hosts two disks. So then in that case you have to manually restart that host, wait for it, cancel it from here, and then come back to this point until the disks are detected. So now the two disks for each host are there, and you can see that both are flash, which means SSD. Now it's not gonna let you go ahead if it doesn't see that one of them is HDD and the other one is SSD, right? So we're gonna fool the vSAN into thinking that they are both not SSDs. They are actually, one is SSD and one is HDD. And just for the vSAN to be configured, suppose you actually have SSD and you want to configure vSAN, but you only have SSD, so you can fool that host into thinking that one is HDD actually and the other one is SSD, so that vSAN could be configured. So I'm going to select the first line here under whichever host, and here as soon as you select the first line, you can see that there's a button here. There's a HDD here, and there's a button F or flash here. Flash means SSD, right? So this is the button provided by VMware to fool the vSAN into thinking that one is HDD and one is flash or SSD. So I'm going to select this HDD button now. I'm going to click that button, and you can see that it is marked as HDD because we're fooling the vSAN into thinking that all our SSDs are not all SSDs. One of them is HDD and one is still SSD or flash. So now I'm going to do that same thing to the first disk of each hypervisor because I want the vSAN to be configured, and vSAN requires at least one HDD and at least one SSD. So you can just add here 10, 20 this there, but at least minimum one of the two types should be there. One of each type should be there. So I'm just going to select the first disk here for the third hypervisor and click HDD here, this one. So now I can see that the disks have all been marked HDD. At least one of the disks has been marked HDD now, right? So the other one is SSD. So that's one thing that we needed to do. We need to do one more thing, claim. So I need to claim HDD. So if you click on top of that, there are two options that come. You have to claim the HDD as a capacity tier. Remember that in the diagram I said capacity tier is the disk that is used for, if I go back to the diagram here, so this is capacity tier here and cache tier. So HDD is a capacity tier. We have to define it as a capacity tier. This means that whatever infrequently accessed data is there, please place it there, Mr. vSAN. And whatever SSD, whatever frequently used data is there, please place it on SSD. So we have to define that this HDD is a capacity tier for vSAN, and this SSD is a cache tier, right? So vSAN could manage the frequently accessed data and infrequently accessed data. So for the HDD, there's only one thing here, capacity tier. So I'm just going to select that. Hey, this is the capacity tier. Okay. For the flash, I'm going to select, click on this, and I'm going to tell it. Now, flash has both options. Either you can actually put it also as capacity tier or cache tier. But if you put the cache tier there for the flash, then frequently accessed data will definitely be placed here. Sometimes you have more data there that is infrequent, so you can actually claim this SSD disk or fast disk as also capacity tier. This means vSAN, please put all the infrequently accessed data there, even on SSD as well. So I'm going to go here and click cache tier, so it says here that capacity tier is HDD and cache tier is flash. Now we know that why we have to do that. So the infrequently accessed and frequently accessed data should be placed in the proper disks. So then I'm going to go for the second one. I'm going to do the exact same thing. The second host, cache tier, the capacity tier is the HDD and cache tier is the flash or SSD. Then I'll keep going down here for the third host, and capacity tier is HDD and cache tier is SSD. So now this better be green, this one, configuration correct. So it's not that easy, but yeah, we have to troubleshoot. If you're following all the steps, you will do that. I'm just doing it for the gazillionth time with all the troubleshooting that came my way in so many previous classes. So it's kind of smooth now, but you know, error can strike any time for any other reason. All right, so once this is configuration correct, now this is our screenshot number 5. Woohoo, yay! So screenshot number 5, please take a screenshot here. So I'll make it as a robotic announcement. Oh, there you go. All of them, you already knew that. So screenshot number 5, please take that. Screenshot number 5, please take. Screenshot alert. Whoop whoop. Screenshot alert. Oh, okay. So here, once you take the screenshot, so it's just saying that vSAN disk claim is successful. vSAN disk claim is successful. So I'm just going to take a screenshot here. Oops. Okay. I'll just get rid of this. And take a screenshot of that. Screenshot 5. vSAN disk claim or disk claim vSAN? vSAN disk claim successful. And I'll put it on WhatsApp there. Screenshot number 5 is there now. Please make sure your name is showing there. And this is more for your job hunting than this exam. Obviously for the exam also marks I need to give, but it's really important, this topic, for your job interviews. Okay, so configuration correct is there, and click next. Well, there you go. So it's 1.17 terabyte here. It's 400, 400, 400, right? So 6 disks, all 400. So so it's 1.17 terabytes. So some of the capacity is still put aside for the high availability as well, and that is for management purpose of high availability offering. So I'm just gonna click that finito now. Finish. And yeah, above I'm just saying, yeah, see, it's working. Inside, please work, please work, please work, please. Okay, that's what I'm saying inside, and hoping inside and outside. See, it works. Oh well, we don't know. So it's trying to claim the disks of all the hypervisors, and then it's trying to create a vSAN data store. Well, it's still going ahead with some of the configurations there. Create this group. Whoa, it's still going on, right? So add disks to vSAN. Add disks to vSAN. In the recent tasks, it's lots of activities going on there. Scan entity, still 65%, so lots of activities. So if everything is in place, properly configured, so it should go smooth. And it's not that easy. It's complicated configuration, but still, it says completed, completed, completed. If I just go down from here, no other activities going on. I think every activity is done. And yes, nothing else is going on here in the task. So here, if in the Tor cluster, I would want to go for the, well, summary first of all, Tor cluster and summary. Oh, okay, so Olufemi is saying, which of the fault domain did we select? So Olufemi, we did not select fault domain. Do not configure. Just keep the default configurations there. Do not configure. So it also says here vSAN health alarm, vSAN HCL, DP up to date, vSAN health alarm for vMotion, MTU check, ping with large packet size, basic unicast connectivity check. Well, these are okay, but remember that we need to enable HA as well. So I'm going to go back to Tor cluster and then click configure here, and Tor cluster and configure, and then I'll go for vSphere availability. We turn it off. Now, hopefully turning it on should not disturb or disrupt vSAN or HA itself. I'm just going to click configure and simply power on the two options of turn on vSphere HA and turn on proactive HA. So I'll press O and K here, and then a lot of activity is started again for recent tasks. Okay. So HA is another crucial service, and vSAN is a separate. It's a money-saving service for your company, so they better work together. Seems like the activities are done. Green is a good sign. Recent tasks, it's okay. It seems okay. Excuse me. So here, it seems like HA is okay and vSAN is okay. So the first thing we need to check if it's okay, that is it okay? Well, okay. So here, I'm going to go for the storage here, the gray icon for the storage, and do we see this vSAN data store? So I never created a data store. We never went through the wizard of creating a data store. So this means that and I never named any data store here, right? So this must have been created when the vSAN was getting configured. So yes, we do see a vSAN data store here, and I click that here. So the vSAN data store, if it is there, then we can take that screenshot now. So screenshot number 6 would be vSAN data store created. Screenshot number 6, vSAN data store created. So screenshot number 6, vSAN data store created. Let's take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot here. Take a screenshot here. So screenshot 6, vSAN data store created. Okay, screenshot number 6, vSAN data store created. And screenshot number 6, vSAN data store created. So hopefully everyone has taken that screenshot. And once vSAN data store is created, I can quickly go ahead and try to create a virtual machine here. So I'm just going to go to the Tor cluster here, and I need to start creating a virtual machine, right? So I can go directly to E6i1 to use its resources for a virtual machine. I can just go click the E6i1 and right click here to create a virtual machine. So there's that new virtual machine, right? So E6i1 and new virtual machine here. Once we click that, so there's that create a new virtual machine, and then we click next. So create a new virtual machine is there. Next, the only purpose of coming here is to create a new virtual machine on top of that vSAN data store. So it's your first name VM0504 I don't have, so I'm just gonna go for 04 because all the numbering is here for the virtual machine. So I put 04 here, and next. It's already E6i1, so next. And that's where the storage is, and so on the vSAN data store, I'm gonna select that machine. Once you select that, so it should be green here. Compatibility check succeeded. And if you go to the VM storage policy, so now there is a vSAN default storage policy is also added. I'm just gonna select that vSAN default storage policy here, and then select still for the virtual machine vSAN data store, right? So vSAN data store policy, default storage policy, and then the vSAN data store for the virtual machine, and still it should show compatibility as green. So let's click next. And yeah, so it's going to be empty machine and 6.5 machine. We don't need a older machine, older version machine. And then it's guest OS family, guest OS version 2008 R2. Next. Then I'll just stick to the rest of the configurations there. I'll just give it 1024 RAM, and I'll try to give it new hard disk as well. Remember that you are now creating it on vSAN data store, so it's already on thin provision here, but it's on vSAN data store now. vSAN storage consumption and everything is showing there. So that this is a unique data store here, and the RAM is just good enough to power on the machine. It is an empty machine. It has no operating system. I'm going to click next here and finito. And this is another stage where we can safely panic now. So, okay. So it seems okay. And there's that virtual machine here, VM04. I'm just gonna click that machine. Once I click that machine, I'm gonna go to the data store just to check that which data store it was created on. So if I click that data store as well, and that's the vSAN data store. Okay, vSAN data store here, and so that's it. So well, now I'm just gonna power on the machine, and another point to safely, nicely panic again. And it actually says the host does not have sufficient memory resources to satisfy the reservation. Are you kidding me? Reservation. So it's not vSAN related issue. It's just that the memory is too less. I'm gonna press OK. I will try to check if the admission control feature inside HA is disabled or enabled. It should be disabled. Admission control reserves CPU and memory in case the disaster strikes. So it doesn't let some percentage of CPU and memory on all hosts to be used. It doesn't let them use that. So if one host goes down and the machines of that host has to be started on another host, so there should be some CPU and memory left there. So we already have very less memory, so we can disable admission control, although I think we disabled it already. So I'm just going to go to our cluster here. Then I'm going to go to configure, and in vSphere availability, I'm going to go to edit. Admission control lives inside vSphere availability. So remember that for the next week exam as well. I'll click edit and check if the admission control is disabled or not. So this is the admission control here inside vSphere availability. So when I click so it is disabled already. This means it's not reserving any RAM for any possible disaster. So I'm gonna click cancel here. So if there's anything powered on here, nope. So this machine is not having enough resources. So if I go to E6i1, and this is E6i1, and if I go to E6i1 here, yes, it has 6 GB RAM. In fact, it has enough RAM. So this is not a good. Now we'll go to server 2 here, make the screen big again. And I'll try to power on the machine again, but obviously I didn't make any change, so Yeah, it says ESXi1 actually does not have memory. So I'll try to create that on ESXi2. Calling message sufficient memory. So although, or I can just move this machine to ESXi2 here, right? So I'll just drag this machine on top of ESXi2, and it will start a migrate wizard. So I'll just say, please migrate my machine to ESXi2 here. And ESXi2, do you have enough RAM, please? Next. So I'll just quickly migrate this, and finito. And hopefully on 2, well, it's the same RAM everywhere, so I don't really expect, but we never know. So I'll just go for VM04 here, which is on ESXi2. So I'll just check that in the summary. Is it on ESXi2 or 1? So it's on 2, okay. So I'll right click here and power on with fingers crossed. And yes, not sufficient memory to satisfy the reservation. The host does not have sufficient memory to reserve as a reservation. Hey, normally this does not come. What else did I do? Did I put 1024 memory? Okay, I'll just create one more Pro cluster and create a new virtual machine here. Actually, they have enough memory to start at least. So first name VM05 and next, and then let the Tor cluster. Okay, one more thing. This time I'm gonna select the vSAN data store, but I'm gonna go for the data store default policy, not change the policy to default vSAN policy, and click next. That policy might be requiring more RAM. And here also I'll just make sure that it is 1024. And next, so it's still the vSAN data store. Finish it. It's not letting me even power on. Seriously, that's not fair. I'll click this refresh button here. Those does not have sufficient memory resources to satisfy the reservation. Oh, reservation. But when you create a Tor cluster, so normally we create the resource pools at the start, but Tor clusters just simply takes over those pools. I'll go to the Tor cluster and click the summary here. And hardware coverage issues, performance, and packet size. So the memory is total 8. Okay, free 8 GB and total is 18 GB because of 666. So 8 GB is enough to start one machine at least. Should be enough, but it's not. Do I have any other machines started? Nope, I don't. All machines are powered off. So for some strange reason, it's not really letting me start the machine. But if we go to the vSAN data store here, so once you go to the vSAN data store, so then we click the hosts, that which host, how many hosts it is touching there, right? So it is touching all 3 hosts here. So it's comprising of all these 3 hosts here. So I have 2 machines now on that. I just wanted to power on, but our configurations are not very excitingly production level certificate. Did I say certification? Configurations. So this needs to be T-shooted as well. That why it is not giving enough memory there. Where is the reservation here right now? vSAN health alarm free motion basic. Yeah, these errors are not belonging to not enough memory, and none of my virtual machines are on as well. So that is really strange here, and what I can do is just refresh this browser, but refreshing does not free up any memory anyway, so this is not good. Well, what I can do is that first of all, vSAN is configured. This is the way it is configured. Second thing is that I could just crash one of the vSANs, one of the hypervisors, and we can select that. So Olufemi says, which of the fault domain did? Oh, sorry, it was an old question. So I thought that was a new question. I'm waiting for the. I think. Well, yeah, that refresh does not really come up with memory. So this is really strange that why the memory is not being provided to the virtual machine on the vSAN data store. And so I'll try to start VM05. Okay, Amarjeet says try to start VM05 again. So are you kidding me? So Amarjeet, what magic did you do? So did you send something here magical, or so? Well, the whole refresh of the browser did it, or yeah, I started VM05, but did I just well after creating it, I did start VM05 again, eh, or I did not. Oh, I did not try. Ah, serious. Okay, thank you for noticing that. That both times I tried to start VM04. Okay, so the difference is that the vSAN storage policy then. So I started VM04 twice. Ah, thank you guys. So this is supposed to be plus 10 now, the temperature, right? So, okay, thank you guys for noticing that and letting me know. So VM05 here, and it's on E6i3. So now comes our crash test. So what we can do is, first of all, VM05 is started. So this is screenshot number 7. Okay, yeah, this is screenshot number 7, guys. So take a screenshot here. VM started on vCenter. Sorry. Wait. Let me just put the data store. So VM05 successfully started on vSAN data store. So just the starting is, also normally an issue. Well, should not be normally an issue. So VM05 successfully started on vSAN data store. Take a screenshot of this. So take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot of this. So 3 times announced. And this is screenshot number 7. And make sure your names are there. So VM05 successfully started on vSAN data store. So VM05 successfully started. Screenshot number 7. Hopefully you've taken the screenshot number 7. VM05 successfully started on vSAN data store. And I'm attaching with the screenshot. Okay, so screenshot number 7 is on WhatsApp as well. Okay, so today we worked really hard, and that's why there are 7 screenshots here. Well, I really worked hard, so I'm just kidding. So anyway, but hopefully you understood what's going on, because you need to explain that in the interview as well. Okay, so now the crash test, and how can we conduct it? So first of all, if we go back to the diagram here, so our machine is actually on E6i3. So if first test is that I crash one of the 3 hypervisors here, it should not affect the machine that is running on the same vSAN data store. That machine should stay powered on, but the overall vSAN data store size should be 2 terabyte less, or in our case it's 400 GB, so 800 GB less than the total, because whichever hypervisor goes down from the vSAN, that much raw disk space is also is not available anymore now, right? So 2 tests from there. So first we crash the E6i2 or 1, and since our machine is on this one, so E6i3, so that machine better stay up, because we know that we created it on vSAN data store. and the size should be less for from the hypervisor. So I'm going to go back here, and since my machine is on E6i3 here, and I'll go to the summary of the machine again. Yes, it's on E6i3. So I'll go to whichever E6i1 or so. Yeah, that's the one. So I'm just going to right click here, E6i1 or 2, because the vSAN data store is using the local disks of E6i1 as well, or 2, whichever we want to crash. I'm just going to go ahead and crash the E6i1 here and power off, pulling the plug. So it is crashed, and I'll go back here and I'll refresh the whole browser. So I'm just going to go to this host and cluster view, so I could see that, yes, now our Tor cluster and vSAN has detected, actually Tor cluster, that E6i1 is down, right? So the VM that, I'm going to click that VM, and I'm going to click that data stores, so that it is on vSAN data store. The E6i1 is down. If I click that, it is definitely crashed. And go to the summary. So host connection and power state. Okay. So cannot synchronize host. Cannot synchronize mean cannot reach it. So definitely it has crashed. So it is not there, and the virtual machine is still there. So this means that the vSAN is still up and running, or any virtual machines on the other host are running. If I go to Tor cluster and I go to configure here, and then I go for vSAN and general. So if I go to fault domains and stretched, so maybe they are showing the disaster news here. So yes, they actually see that one of the 3 vSAN disk contributing hosts is gone, and still the vSAN data store is running on the 2 other surviving data stores. So this is your screenshot number 8, guys. This is the most important screenshot, because we were able to crash the screen. So you can see that on the left side, that the machine is up still, and E6i1 is down. We know that machine is on E6i3, but the data store, the vSAN data store, actually is still up, and it can tolerate the loss of 1 host, right? So take a screenshot here that VM still up while while E6i1 is down. VM05 is still up while E6i1 is down. So you can say that VM05 is still up while E6i1 is down. So I'll take a screenshot of that. So screenshot number 8. Screenshot 8. VM05 is still up while ESXi01 is down. So in vSAN, I'm just adding that. Suppose you already put that name without in vSAN, so it's also okay. I'll just put that in the picture, and the picture is up. Okay, so if that screenshot has been taken, so what we can do is we can, since we're crashing, how about we crash the, that E6i3 as well and check that what is the status here. So, well, first of all, it cannot take the loss of two data stores, and then if we are crashing the actual data store A6i1. So if I just take up the A6i1 or turn on A6i1 and then turn off A6i3, so virtual machine is restarted or not, we can check that actually as well. So that would be more proper configuration then. So I'll just try to turn on the E6i1, power on, start up E6i1. It's going to detect that. Strange, I need to do that same lab on another college as well. Okay, so then next week we will have some smaller labs there to just make your exam even more brutal. And then I'll be sending videos of some others to you. And yes, we need to talk about the exam vouchers. That's really, really crucial. So the E6i1 is still starting. So if any says that don't kill us, we would refer. Prefer. Yeah, I was thinking refer. So prefer a gentle exam. Gentle? How gentle do you want? So everyone 100 out of 100, right? So very gentle. Oh, come on, man. So what's the challenge here? I showed you 6i1 and it's like and 2 also disconnected. Oh, okay. Wow, Olufemi, you're way ahead of me. Very good. Way to go, man. So it's still thinking of starting, and oh, it's reporting error. So yeah, if two hypervisors are disconnected, then well, there should be an error. In the whole vSAN should be gone. It's disconnected without shutting it down. Ouch. Now that's different. If you didn't touch E6i, but E6i1 only you shut down, and the other one got disconnected because of that, it doesn't happen, right? So try to start the E6i1 again, and then check what happens to E6i. So you could be sure that is it just because you shut down one and the other one just gets disconnected because of that, which is very, very strange. So my 6i1 is back, and I'll refresh the whole browser here to check if the cluster has detected that A6i1 is back now. So I could go for that hypervisor crash where the virtual machine is living. Okay, so yeah, it detects store cluster detects that there's a A6i1 here, and the Tor cluster configure and vSAN fault domains and stretched cluster also detects that the E6i1 is back. There's a picture for that, right? So I'm just going to go for E6i3 now, and I'll just, so there's the E6i3, and I'll just crash that, I know the virtual machine is working on top of this one, so I'll just power off, which is an unsafe way to shut down a machine. It's gone. So what happened now? The virtual machine, I'm just going to refresh that now. As soon as it detects that, it's say 3 is down, what happens to the virtual machine? Is there a way to shut down a 6i in vSphere? Yes, you can power off. Uh, that's the easiest question. That is something that I should be doing more often, but just right click and doesn't it show the power off there? So basically 3 is detected. Ouch. And your VM05 is still showing the play button, and it's still on vSAN store. This had it been restarted somewhere else? Still on 6i3. So yeah, it has not been refreshed yet, or if they are performing really well, that the vCenter store is still letting it start. So right click all of you on the E6i which you want to shut down from within the vCenter. Right click that E6i and check the power options there, shutdown options there. I'm just refreshing again to check the status of the virtual machine here, which was powered on before. E6i3 itself is gone, but and this machine should be on other E6i. Oh, there you go. It's on E6i1 actually. We didn't see that virtual machine being restarted, but it has changed to E6i1, so that's perfect. Like the restart would have happened right away because it's a very small virtual machine. Like it doesn't even have an operating system, right? So it doesn't take a lot of time to start. But it changed the hypervisor. So this means that this is HA has already kicked in and transferred it to another hypervisor. So this is even better. Yeah, it's very low downtime, Ajibola. But yes, if it had an operating system with SQL Server, suppose, which is a heavy application, so maybe in that case it would have taken some time to restart. But this was a real quick one. So that's a good show of vSAN with with a disaster like crash test as well. So that's this is something for job environment. I would recommend that you repeat this lab minimum 2 times at home. So you should be very confident in talking about vSAN, which is complicated, and the interviewers should be impressed with the comfort level that you're talking about vSAN. So when you do that lab, then that confidence you will get. If you never did that lab, just relied on, I watched it, I am okay. No, you're not okay. You have to repeat it yourself, go through all the troubleshootings, and then the confidence you will gain is different. It will be felt in the interview as well. Alright guys, so this is it for vSAN, and let's start a new very big lab now. Yay! Or yay. So since everyone was watching that with intense concentration and focus, so everyone agrees that yes, there should be another lab that we will follow with you teach. So hey prof, just start as many labs as you can, and we're gonna keep following you till 12 o'clock, 12 p.m., 11 p.m. Yay! Okay, so since there's no reply here, so let's carry on with the next lab now. So this is, I'm just gonna, well, I wanted that E6i3 to be gone, so it's gone already, right? So, well, that's a good, yeah, show of this. So now let us go ahead, 9:15 here. So those who are still watching this show, oh, I mean like the class, you can just join with the next one. So did we actually install that Veeam software there or not? Last class, where did we stop this? Was the Veeam? No, Veeam software was not installed here, right? That's why. So Feroz and Arthi is saying no, we did not install the Veeam software, right? But did I give you that Veeam software? No, right? So the download path for that. So guys, what I will do here is we can go for the P2V, which is a physical to virtual lab, and it's a converter. And next week we're gonna go for Veeam as well. Um, so, but I should give you the download link then, so you could all download that. So this is a lab that I'll just take a copy of our diagram. I'll put it on here as well. All right, and well, yeah, it had some additions, so I'm just putting instead of that one, I'll just go for. Oh, I didn't put that here. Okay. All right. So let us. 134. So this is. Okay, so Lufemi says, I see the problem now. I didn't wait for HA feature to fully turn on before turning off VCP6. Okay. Alright, good T-shoot, man. So that's very good. And let us go ahead, guys, and try to go for one more lab in this limited time here. So that would be the P2V lab. So P2V lab is a physical to virtual lab, and the purpose of P2V. So first of all, I would recommend that. So this is the lab that we all can do and need to do. So those just turn off the CP24 now, and all other news channels or hockey or football channels there, and just come back now. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay. So here, what we need to do is first we need to understand that what is P2V, and P2V is P2V, right? So that is physical to virtual, right? There's a V2V as well, and that is virtual to virtual. So V2V, and that is virtual to virtual. So what that means is that whatever we have installed inside our physical server, and what we have installed, OS and application, right? So in the physical server, whatever we have installed is installed. So installed in the physical server can be copied and installed in a virtual machine. Can be copied over the network to a newly created VM. So this means that you're fully migrating this stuff or OS and application installed. Now this was really a lot of demand for this skill was there in the market in the last decade, because every application or installed operating system on a physical server was being virtualized really fast, right? So that's why we needed to. That's why they really needed somebody who has good experience in physical to virtual or P2V. So then there is V2V here, or virtual to virtual, and that is we can convert a VM of virtualization solution of one vendor. So a VM of Hyper-V, suppose Microsoft Hyper-V, to ESX to VMware ESXi, or vice versa, or the other way around, right? So the thing is that you can convert a virtual machine from Hyper-V, Microsoft Hyper-V virtual machine to a VMware ESXi virtual machine, and VMware ESXi to a Microsoft virtual machine, or to Citrix virtual machine. So V2V does that. So P2V is, if we have a physical server here, so it will just work on that physical server. So what is the configuration for that? It's not a very big lab, it's a small one. But we have here 4 virtual machines, and we can, so what happens is that this whatever machine, we suppose we install P2V here on the vCenter, then suppose this is a physical machine, so we convert this whole machine of domain controller, right? So this is the server 01 domain controller. So suppose it was installed on a Dell server or a HP server physical server, or a IBM physical server, right? So you want to convert that to whatever is installed for last 5 years, 10 years. You want that all to be copied, the OS and applications. Oh, that was a bad OS. So OS and applications, everything installed working, should be copied and inside a new virtual machine. So it will create a new virtual machine, and inside it will just copy whatever was already installed in server 1. So this would be that server 1 copied here, which would be a domain controller, but it will be inside a ESXi virtual machine, right? So if it was any other Windows or Linux machine, so the main idea behind that is, if it's on physical server, so just grab everything, every software thing inside, and put it in a virtual server. So that's what we do. That's P2V, right? Now P2V is a free software. To do that, we need to download a free software from vmware.com, and then we can just do that installation as well. I'll just show you the initial steps there. For this, you can just go to the Google and type VMware converter download, VMware converter download, and when you put this in your browser, VMware converter download, so you get that vCenter converter standalone. So this is the main link. You have to have vmware.com free account there. So I'm just going to click that VMware vCenter converter standalone. So this software needs to be downloaded and copied to our server 2 machine now. So go ahead, guys, and do that. And we all need to do this lab. So there's that 6.20 is a new version. So I'm just going to go for 6.2, and there's a go to downloads on my right side here. So I'll just click that. So this is the page for 6.210. I'll put this link there on WhatsApp. Please download this in your server 02. Right? Please download this in your server 02. I put it on WhatsApp, and okay, here, please download. It's a very small utility in your server 02, right? So our plan is that we're going to download this in the server 02, and from there we're going to tell it that, hey, can you just to make a copy of this whole domain controller and put it in our ESXi 01 or 2, but put it in any one of the hypervisor there as a virtual machine, right? Whatever is installed here in the domain controller. So it will consider this, or it will think this is a physical server, and it will then start copying every OS and app, whatever OS and app installed inside. It will start copying from there to the the data store, it will create a new virtual machine here and will copy everything inside that virtual machine, right? So that's our next step now. Let's go ahead and try to copy that. So I'm just gonna go back to that vCenter. I'm gonna click download now. It's just 171 MB. It's asking for credentials, so I'll just sign into the vmware.com. You can just create a new account in vmware.com. Or when I download, I'll just share it with you here, but better create a vmware.com because you will need that later as well. So download now. Did I not download? Oh, it's already downloaded, seriously. Yeah. Share for the time. Yeah, sure. I'll share it. So it is being downloaded. Huh. It's just not showing to me. Oh, it's downloaded, so I'll just go for downloads folder, and it is not there in the download folder. Anyway, so I'll just go for some converter software. So it's what converter. So VMware. Serious? Where did it download? Serious? Okay, I'll just download again. What's wrong with it? Downloads and oh, it's not showing. Okay, so that's really ridiculous. I'll go for my Google Drive here, DR, and then okay, you're creating a new account. You didn't have one. Which ID and password to be used? No, it's Kavita. It has to be a new account on VMware.com. So, but I'm just trying to share with you the one that I have already. So, what is it? Yeah, VMware software and VMware stuff. So it's 6.5. Seriously. Oh, there you go. So I'll just share this 6.0. Actually, you know what? The older one is better. So I'll just share. So guys, just download this one 6.0 instead of going for a new one. But you can download the new one as well if you want. So please download this one. Okay, so I've given the link now, and it's in the WebEx chat, and I'm putting that link in the class as well. So download from my Google Drive that converter, and I'll just download for more as well. So I'm just downloading that, and wow, something wrong with my downloads. Okay, well, all right, cool. What is happening to my downloads? I think it's downloading. Oh, okay. So it says it's exe, and I think it's not letting me. Okay, I should have it in my drive as well. So I got VMware Converter 6.0 that I shared. I'm just copying the 6.0, not 6.2. But if you want to go for 6.2, well, yeah, you can check and actually let me know as well that it works. So I'm on server 2 already. I'm right clicking here and I'm clicking the paste button, which is grayed out. Woohoo! Seriously. Okay. I'm just remotely connected to this machine over the network in my LAN. So I'll, oh, seriously. Where's the, yeah, it's the folder here. I'll copy that, go to this machine again and right click and paste. Again, it's not there. Okay, so I'll just copy it in that machine and then the VMware workstation of that machine. Oh, there you go, paste. So yeah, it's copying the converter 6.0, the older one that I showed you downloaded. So if it is downloaded, guys, just copy it inside your server 2, in the downloads folder of server 2 or wherever on the desktop of server 2. So it is being copied. Okay, so it's copied here. I'll just cut it and go to the folder. Oh, seriously, because they're all the time. Okay. Copy from there to server 2. Yay! Now the paste comes here. Alright, guys, so it's there now, VMware Converter. Hopefully everyone is doing that. So this is something that screenshots are going to be required for. So once it is copy pasted here in server 2, I'll double click that and press yes. So it's a very small software. We're launching it from our server 2, and then we're going to and it is not related with the vCenter working or not, right? So it's not related with that. So I'm gonna click next. So it's just next finish, right? So not much here, just next finish, and I agree to the terms, and then next. And local installation. So when you reach this page after next, so either it's client server installation or local installation. So I'm just gonna keep it selected as local installation and click next and install. So it's just local installation. Okay, at the end it says run converter standalone client now, right? Run converter standalone client now. Now, so this converter needs to know the source and destination basically, right? So source is that whichever machine you want to convert it into a E6i virtual machine. So that will be source, and destination is the data store of E6i1 or E6i2, whichever. So I'm going to click finish now. So run converter standalone client now, and then finish. So it opens like these, right? So it opens like this, and now it says here, convert machine, welcome to VMware vCenter converter. So you can see that there's a convert machine here. So we need to click this option of convert machine, this one. So once I click the convert machine, so there's that wizard starts, and this wizard is talking about, hey, where's that machine? Is it a local machine that you're converting, or is it a remote machine? So if we say that it's a remote machine, we need to give its name. So we're sitting in server 2, our remote machine is server 1, which we want to convert it as an E6i VM inside our E6i1 or E6i2. So the IP for that machine is 192.168.200.1. And guys, the administrator password has to be, well, what it is. But administrator, let's go for that one, the local administrator normally. And small WC shift 1, 2, 3. So that's server 1's administrator password, the original administrator password, and administrator username and the password, right? For server 1. And this is the IP. Although we haven't given the domain name, sometimes it works, sometimes it gives an error, right? That I cannot remotely connect to that machine. So there's that view source details here as well, this one. And if you click that, so it says that I will be installing, actually it will install the this vCenter converter agent remotely on that machine. But then it says that after installation, when you're done with the work, so automatically uninstall the files when import succeeds, right? So if the whole that converter it has created a new machine and copied all the software there, then it's okay. Then remove that agent at that time when your work is done. So we're saying yes. But do you want to continue? Do you want to continue to deploy an agent of VMware Controller standalone? So I'm just saying yes. Please deploy from server 2 to server 1 the agent of VMware converter. So I'm just going to press yes here. And yes, this is another very crucial time to say please work, please work, please work. Okay, so that's really crucial to say that now. I'm going to check my server 1 if the firewall is on. I'll just make sure that the firewall is off then. I'm going to go to the server 1, and in server 1 I'm going to the local server here, and in server 1 local server firewall is off. Don't trust that. Click on that top of that, and yes, the 3 profiles should be red: domain networks, private networks, guest or public networks. So if they're red, we're good. Well, as long as the firewalls are concerned, it's supposed to be down. Now the agent may or may not get installed. Okay, so Anthony says cannot copy the installation file to the server. Ouch. Okay, why not? Why not? Why not? So, well, oh my God, actually it's connecting, I guess. So, Ajiba, not working. What? Try drag and drop from your laptop to server 2. Wow, it works for me, guys. So Anthony, not working. So see this. Copy and paste the link on server 2. Yeah, copy and paste the link on server 2. Yeah, the paste normally is gone. Kavita shows this. Yeah, okay, she's on the same page that I am on. That's very good. Congrats. So we're gonna go ahead from there. So we can click actually close on that. Oh yeah, download directly on server 2. Yeah, you're right. So enable internet there. Okay, my suggestions indeed. So here, when it is remotely connected, then I'll click close to this one, right? Oh, did I? Yeah. So it is connected, and I'm click next now. I'm going to click next now because the agent was deployed by the converter. So I'm going to click next here, and then it says that okay, what is the destination? So guys, agent has to be deployed for you to go ahead even, right? So it is deployed and it is okay. So VMware Workstation server details. Now here you can give the details of a hypervisor, or better, give the details of a vCenter. So what we're going to do is we're going to give the details of a vCenter. Now this machine where we are, this is the vCenter, right? So it's saying that, hey, give me the server name or IP. So what is the IP of the second server? That is 200.2. So we're saying that, hey converter, why don't you connect to the vCenter, and then let us choose the hypervisor and the data store ourselves from within the vCenter. So that's what we're doing. The name of the server is 200.2, and the credentials of the vCenter you need to put here, right? Administrator at vSphere.local, right? So administrator at vSphere.local is the username for the vCenter, and the password small abc, capital ABC, shift123 without shift123. Okay, there's another picture here, and Madhuri shows the picture. Oh, okay, so that's what would happen. What could happen is, so Madhuri, it's the basic connectivity between the two, server 2 and server 1. So check that. If you see this error, is the firewall on server 2, all profiles are off. If it says off in the server manager, don't trust that. Click on the off as well and check if the 3 are red, and then check the same thing on server 1 as well if 3 profiles of the firewall are all off. Second thing, can you ping from server 2 to 1 and 1 to 2? So all that Oh, done. Okay. And okay, so the nice troubleshooting then. Oh, okay. So from any server joined to same domain, or it should be from the vCenter. No, Khalid, it could be done from any server joined to the domain and over the network, right? Should be any server. Uh, okay, so yeah, it's a connectivity issue between the two, and normally we then start that. You can click on the configure convert machine again, close this convert machine again, and try to deploy that again on the server. But I hope you're able to ping the two servers back and forth. There is a connectivity there, and then you can try again to. Normally, 2 or 3 tries also it works sometimes. Sometimes depends on what's the connectivity there. Okay, so you can ping as well from both sides, right? Huh. And then you can try again. Otherwise, just restart server one, and when it is restarted fully, then try again. Sandeep says, why did we server 2 vCenter details as destination? Didn't get that. Why did we server 2 vCenter did? Oh yeah, why did we give server 2 details? Because you can either connect to the hypervisor directly, so you can give 200.3 there. But if you want to see the whole environment and then select which hypervisor the destination should be, then you go for vCenter to see the whole environment and have more options to select. Otherwise, you can directly go for 200.3 as well. Okay, and well, thank you. And Anthony says installed but lost. So Anthony, what step are you at? And well, you have to click the convert machine here. And if I go back here, so there's a remote machine, and you have to just give the credentials of the remote machine plus the IP, like this. And then you have to click the view source details. So once you click the convert machine, give the IP name and password, and then click view source details. And in the view source details, just just click next or OK or whatever it's saying. And once you're done with that, hopefully it is done. If it gives an error, just take the screenshot of the error, like Madhuri did, right? So, and on the next screen, we need to give the destination here, and this is this, like the IP of the vCenter. It doesn't. So vCenter and the name and password, right? So let's click next here as well. And now it says, well, the same certificate error that when you're connecting to the vCenter, so it's okay, ignore that. And now you're inside the vCenter, right? So those who are getting the error, just take the screenshot of the error. But those who can, go ahead and t-shoot their way out of this. This is good. So see this, there's a Tor DC here. So it's just saying that destination virtual machine. So we'll just select this Tor DC and do not select any other virtual machine. Just select Tor DC here. And next. Now it is asking which hypervisor. So obviously you have to select any one hypervisor. But when you're selecting a ESXi 1 or 2, just make sure that you're selecting the LAN-based data stores. So whichever you see first in that drop down where I am now. So DS0, DS1, DS2, whichever. Right? So I'm just going for DS0. So ESXi 1 should be the destination virtual machine, and it's the LAN it is connected to is DS0, right? And click next. So guys, there's just one small thing that you need to check here, because it says data to copy. It's there's an error there. Oh, okay. Ajibola, just take a screenshot of that, and yeah, that would be okay. So you can just put that screenshot there if your ESXi's. Make sure your ESXi's are up physically, but if they LAN-based data store. So if any LAN-based data store is because your destination machine should be on the SAN, right? Just like any other virtual machine should be on SAN, this machine should be also on SAN. So this is going to be just like any other regular machine later. So, okay. And not getting option to select data store on. So Kavita shows here. Kavita, you should click the E6i 1 or 2. Then you will see the data store option. Don't keep it on Tor cluster. Oh, then yeah, your storage has to be rescanned. You cannot use an inventory object in maintenance mode for a destination. Okay. So yeah, these are on maintenance mode, Kavita. Did you? So go ahead and right click. So cancel out from here. Go to the vCenter, right click them and exit the maintenance mode. Exit the maintenance mode. You're in maintenance mode where we cannot do anything. So you have to right click and go to the maintenance mode, and there's an exit maintenance mode written there. Just do that. Okay, cool. And and uh, okay. And yes, it is administrator at vSphere.local and the password, yes. So it will be looking like this. So the IP of the vCenter and administrator vSphere. Those are getting the error, just take the screenshot of the errors. But yes, try to troubleshoot your way and make it work. That would be the job challenge. So DS0 E6i1 is there. Now I just wanted to show you this last one here, data to copy, right? So go ahead and select that data to copy. Oh, wow. Okay. So Amarjeet says already done. Really? You're kidding me, man. Oh, okay. Okay, done something else, sir. I thought you just did that lab already, converter. Okay, so here, well, guys, I just want to show you one thing. Advanced here. If you click the advanced here, there's a basic, there's an advanced, right? Basic, advanced, basic, advanced. Let me just finish the lab now. So, not getting option to select data stores. Oh, that's why am I repeating those? Okay, if it says I can't log into my vSphere anymore. Ouch. Okay, take that screenshot and that's it. Yay. So, again, please repeat destination virtual machine. Arthi says, destination virtual machine. Back, back, back. So, Arthi, this is destination virtual machine. Put the IP of server 2 and the username and password of vCenter login. And then click next. Oh, next one is select the Tor DC. Whatever it says, just select the Tor DC. And then next, then select E6i. Hajiburo says E6is are back online connected. Yay! That's good. So try to do that again if you're trying to. So E6i1, DS0, and next. So guys, the time is too short, so let me just show you the last one here. I'm not asking for screenshots here because so many are having issues, and the time is too less now. So guys, here, data to copy, I need to click here in the final stage, and I'm going to click advanced here, right? Oh, sorry, advanced. And then what you need to do here is, oh, sorry, advanced, that is the basic. And oh, sorry, in advanced, there's a destination layout here, this one. So first if you see here advanced written here, just click that, and then there's a destination layout here, this one, right? So that only comes when you click advanced. If the basic is written there, this means you're in the advanced already. So destination is there, and then you just change the thick to thin, this one. Just change the thick to thin. So first click data copy here, then click advanced there. So if basic is written, you're on written advanced, then destination layout, this one. Then just make sure that the disk, whichever disk you have here, is thin. I have one disk here, I'm making it thin. I have another disk here, I'm going to make that thin as well, right? Oh, I have third disk here, I'll make that thin as well. Serious? Okay. I have fourth disk here, I'll make that thin as well. I have fifth, no. So thin, 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 thin. Okay, so there are too many thins here. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Don't make it thick, just keep it thin, right? That's it. That's it. So you can click next now. Ready? Okay, so well, that's the whole position. So Amijit says here, can we move on vSAN data store instead of local data store? Yes, yes, Amijit, that's also possible. Yes, so technically you can. So guys, here what we see is the summary, but after that, it takes a very long time to really uh, do that. So if you want to see for the job requirements, if you want to see actually what happens, so just see that. But otherwise, this is what you have to do, where we have to select thin. So those who are here already can click finish, and others, I'm gonna go back here. So Kavita, it was on data to copy. If you see that data to copy here, if I just close this, I think you should be seeing it here. So there is a cross here, right? So click that data to copy. Yes, Ajibola. Long one for DroidDC. Yes, exactly. And so once you click the data to copy, then you have to click the advanced written there, and then in the destination layout. So that's just 3 steps there on the last one, right? So advanced written there, destination layout. So there is instead of thick, go to thin, instead of thick, go to thin, and instead of thick, go to thin, and the fourth one as well, right? Hopefully you got it. And but there's the data to copy here. That's on the second last page here. So click that, and then click advanced, and then click destination layout. So once all are thins, then click next and close. Oh, I mean finish. Ready? So I'll click finish now, and well, okay, I'll click finish now. Finished. So normally what it does is it just keeps on going. It shows estimated time 1 hour 6 minutes. Yay! Estimated time remaining 1 hour 6 minutes for Sandeep and Feroz. Yes. So we're gonna all sit here 1 hour 6 minutes and for Badr as well, and we're gonna keep staring at it, and do not move your eyes away from it. Just keep staring at it. When at 11:06 it is done, then we're going to get up. Until then, I'm gonna keep on lecturing. You're going to keep nodding at me, and try to watch some CP24 in the background, something like that. So, uh, okay. So yes, guys, if you're here, take a screenshot. vCenter converter running, and that's your final screenshot. That's actually your screenshot, not mine now this time. But oh, I need to still tell that what screenshot. So if it is running, so vCenter converter running, that's the screenshot you need to put there as screenshot number 9. Screenshot 9. VMware converter running, and the screenshot until all right. So this screenshot is the final one, and that's it. You could just keep it running or just suspend the machines, and we'll go for some next labs there as well, next class. And next week's Thursday evening 8 to 9 would be your final exam. Then I will mark. So about the so go ahead and upload. Oh, upload where? So will this clear server 1 when done? No, server 1 will survive. It will still be okay. It will just place a new virtual machine with everything inside server 1 there. It will be a copy. So server 1 will survive. Next week Thursday is 3rd September. Next week Thursday is 3rd September. Thursday, yeah. Thursday is 3rd September. Yeah. So you said for our exam. Yes, it will be Thursday, 3rd September, evening 8 to 9. Yes. So, okay. and whatever we covered till now, that's gonna be in the exam. Yay! Make sure that you uploaded your screenshots there, and let me just go to the. Oh man, I did not clear that blackboard thing. So, alright, and then I go here. Oh, systems all kaput. Alright, yeah. Whatever screenshot you have for today, you can just give that. If, well, the previous one where we didn't do anything, right? So I just did that. So that one should be there, right? Okay. 2018, 2020, September 11, 2020. New course is starting. Okay. Okay. Course material. I will go down. Copy. Cancel. Okay, please upload. Oh, okay. More points. Got my selections. All right, guys. So upload now. So I'll stop this.